Hello, hello! How are we today? How is it going? What is happening? Inform me of the things. It is a Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week. Howdy, howdy, Seven. How's life? How are things going? I see that you are halfway through our second episode, which is totally fine. Where'd you leave off? Because I don't want to do spoilers just in case. But I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to hear it. I've been chilling. We've been working on things. Yesterday was working, editing. I'm editing episode 3. It's basically the task. So yesterday we got through basic of the first half. Tomorrow we're going to get through basic of the second half. Then it's got to go through previews so I can get my little timestamp list of like change this, change that. Then I got to go back and edit it and so forth and so on. But it is our last episode of the season in 2 weeks. I'm very excited. It's going great. It's going to be interesting because it's not really an ending. It's not really an answer. It just kind of stops because we were only doing 3 episodes. So, I don't know. You have to, guess about what comes next. Boy, this camera, Jesus Lord. One day I'll actually fix it. Maybe. We'll see if I care enough. Watching my roomie mess with my dogs, I love it. God tier. You have 2 dogs? I remember you having a dog. I didn't remember you having 2, but it would make sense to assume that both were there. There is something. What is in my pocket? Oh! There's a shard of glass in my pocket. That doesn't seem good. I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna put that down. Is there more glass in my pocket? Probably feeling around with my bare hands is not a good idea. But, I feel like there shouldn't be glass in my pocket. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little piece of glass. Okay, let's just make sure we don't get that in our skin. Set that aside. Why? I wish I could tell you. My guess is that somehow, I don't understand physics. Hold on, I'm going to check my front pockets too. Okay, clear. I can't reach into this one. It's a stupid lady pocket. Clear. Okay. My guess, I don't know physics. I'm not a science person. I broke a cup earlier this morning, and I broke it because I was trying to reach, and then I couldn't quite reach it, so it fell. So it came down and fell this way, but that piece of glass was in my back pocket, which means this glass somehow fell, shattered, and a piece jumped into the back pocket. I have no idea how that's possible, or what the physics or the percentage is for that to occur. But that's the only possible way, unless it's been in there and gone through the wash several times, which I highly doubt. So that's an interesting thing to find. Did not expect that. And literally a hitchhiker. He's a good hitchhiker. He's not a hitchhiker, he's a train jumper. Because you have to be brave as shit, really good with timing and physics and placement, and just like excellent at your job for nobody to notice and to get away with it. And that is exactly what that little glass piece was. Somehow it was so good that it got into my back pocket of my pants when I'm standing at it like this. I don't know how, but it did it. That's impressive as shit. That's all I gotta say. Not what I expected to start today's stream like, but I'll take it nonetheless. At least it didn't stab me in the hand and I had to immediately stop streaming, because that would suck. If I'm just like, hi everybody, uh-oh, hand with glass. Damn. Be one hell of a live stream. Be a pretty cool 5-minute live stream. Not even, like a minute long of just, oh my lord. What I would do with that, I would then just IRL stream and take you guys to the fucking ER with me. Be like, chat, we're sitting in the ER right now. This is definitely like a health code violation. I'm gonna get sued for this. Not health code, But, like, because that's usually for food. What is it called? Like, patient confidentiality, you know what I mean? Like, definitely that kind of violation where I'm not allowed to be filming anybody in the ER. I would not be surprised at all. That's some shit that you hear about, like, young white boys doing that want to be influencers. Like fucking Logan Paul and shit. That's something you hear about them doing, where they go and they get, like, in trouble for doing a prank. Meanwhile, it's just me being like, oops, my bad. Speaking of doctors, I am listening. What are you telling me? I'm curious. Tell me about the doctor, 7. I guess, maybe I shouldn't say that, because again, that's definitely a HIPAA or whatever law it is. So maybe don't tell me privileged information. That might be bad, and I don't want you to. Can't sue me. There you go. You can't sue me if I tell you not to do it. Because legally, I cannot ask you to do things that are illegal. But you can put whatever you want in the chat. I can't stop you. Only thing that can stop you is TOS. Said I ain't TOS. So put what you want in there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't advocate for it. Because if I advocated for it, I'd get in trouble. This is a big circle of, like, how to learn of when to put your foot in your mouth and shut the fuck up. That is what this circle is. Watch this person dig themselves a hole so deep that they'll never crawl back out of it, so that you can learn how not to do that. Because that's what I just did. 11 minutes in, time to cancel stream. Literally is me. 11 minutes in, we're done. Glass in my hand, asking people to violate patient-doctor confidentiality. Like, I think we're done. I think I need to stop talking is what needs to happen. It's just gonna be silent live stream from here on out. Just fully silent. In Stardew Valley, I'm close to marrying my fave bachelor NPC. Let's go. Let's go. Who'd you pick? I'll Google him. Who'd you pick? I gotta know. I could probably, if you gave me the list, I could probably guess. Because I think everybody in this community has such a screaming red flag of a type when it comes to people they're interested in. It's all different for everyone. We're all different shades of red. But all of us have a big old red flag that is like, this is our type. And we just kind of wave it. So, Harvey, okay, let me look him up. Let's see. Stardew Valley Harvey. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Yup, this is definitely your big red flag. Oh yeah, this is very much what I would akin to you. Yeah, uh-huh. You ever played, did you ever play, Dream Daddy? Because I have a feeling I know which one you picked. This is wild. This is a wild choice. Wow. You like him nerdy, huh? You like him nerdy and a little weird. You like him like a little bit less cool than Curtis Connor. That's kind of the energy you're at, huh? That is so interesting. Wow. This is like a Gus Johnson if he didn't get canceled. Interesting. He's kind of got, what's the guy's name? It's not Point Crow. It's another one of those guys' energies. Shoot. Oh, I can't remember. He's sweet in the game. I'm glad. I'm glad you choose somebody who is sweet and nice to you. I just think it's hysterical that that is what he looks like. And again, can easily guess anybody's, right? I think we all have a very clear type. But that's funny. I'm glad he's sweet, though. You know what's funny about you saying he's sweet? I typed in Stardew Valley Harvey. The third answer to pop up, and the first answer that is not a wiki for Stardew Valley, is a Reddit thread that says Harvey is not charming. So apparently the majority of Stardew Valley players do not agree with you whatsoever. They do not agree with you. They are not fans of this man. Oh, wait. It's this, he looks like the serial killer, right? Hold on. No, not that guy. I think he looks like the serial killer guy. No, not that guy. Oh my god, which one is it? Yeah, it's he looks like the Mindhunter guy. Mindhunter's a very good show. I liked it. It should have got more seasons, but he looks like he's got the mustache of the Mindhunter dude. Ed Kemper. That's what he's got. He's got the mustache of the Mindhunter guy. I'm sorry, that's a horrible thing to compare him to, but like he's got that energy of like serial killer. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Are you somebody, Seven, now that we've attached he's sweet but he doesn't look like he is? No, I can't unsee it. Oh, I'm sorry I ruined it. I'm so sorry I ruined it. I'm so sorry. I just see him as an older Luigi. Oh, try and keep that one in your head. Try and keep that one in your head. So a 70s stash? Hello, Theta. And yeah, exactly that, Theta. Every man from the 70s with that exact mustache was a serial killer. It's just the will of the gods. It's the will of the gods. That is what it is. I'm sorry. Every man in the 70s with that mustache, or any man with the 70s mustache, is a serial killer. Sorry. These are the laws. Look up Harvey's 10 heart event. Okay. Does he kill you? Does he perhaps cut your body into pieces and put it in a bathtub? I'm not letting this go. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to Reddit. Apparently it's in a hot air balloon. Oh my god. It implies they smash in a hot air balloon. So it is a serial killer. So, Seven, okay. Alright, so, Seven, in a nutshell. That's what it says. That's what the Reddit thread said. That's what the Reddit thread said. Was you smash in a hot air balloon. That's what it said. The player just kisses him? I don't know, man. Apparently Reddit fully disagrees with you. Reddit thinks you're missing some implications. And you know what? I think he's a serial killer, so I think you're missing some implications too. You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. You are I was gonna say you're a I can fix him girly. But I don't think you are, because I think you're just a I do not see it girly. Like, I think you think the serial killer is the sweet baby boy, only to find out that everybody else around him is like, nah, man, we knew he'd been killing people for years. Like, I don't think you're trying to fix him because you know he's bad. I think you just don't clock nothing. I guess a little smooch counts as smashing? Apparently it does in Stardew Valley. Because the I can fix him girlies go after Shane. That is an I can fix him name. Shane is a very like, I'm a bad boy style of name. So I could see that. Yeah, no, you're just blinders, girl. You got blinders on. You got blinders on, and they're covered in red and hearts. That's all they are. I'd love that for you. Hey, Twitch, do me a favor. I don't want to make your experience better. Goodbye. Thank you. Shane's a heavy alcoholic? Well, I mean, that works. Okay, I know it's a bot, but that is a wild username. That is I almost don't want to ban this man, because that is a crazy-ass username. Holy shit. I'm gonna steal that username. That's fucking hysterical. Is there a fade to black? Yeah, Theta, according to Reddit, you smooch him, then you fade to black. Then I guess it says something about you stay up there for another hour and a half. And people are assuming that that implies that you smash. Which is a pretty big leap, because you're on a hot air balloon. So you're kind of stuck up there anyways. So, I mean, I'm not saying that that's the case. I don't play Stardew Valley. All I'm saying, now I'm seeing why people might see that. Yeah, all I'm saying, Seven, is that's what the populace thinks. And I like your choices. I think they're hysterical. I think that's funny. I feel like you're the person who doesn't die in a horror movie because you don't understand what's going on. So you're like Scooby-Dooing your way out of all the consequences by accident. And I love that for you. I love that for you. There's like 6 women tied up in his basement, but you never realized. I love that for you. That's some god tier shit. That's some god tier shit. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm kind of the I can fix him, but I feel like I'm less of the I can fix him, and I'm more the one that needs fixed. Okay, but I did the event today, and in the game, it's common fact that he's afraid of heights. Aww. And then he chooses to go on a hot air balloon with you because you make him feel safe, I bet. Oh, that's so cute. He freaks out before the smooch and clings to you at first out of fear. Oh my Lord God. This is a romance novel. That's what this is. This is classic submissive boyfriend romance novel. I'm glad that we have started. This is a wild stream. This is kind of crazy that the beginning of this stream has been glass in my hand, using the wrong words and getting canceled, and then submissive boyfriend for 7. Just what I want. I love it. Just what you should get. Just what you should get, 7. It's exactly what you should have. Exactly. I support you. One day we'll find you your submissive boyfriend. One day we'll get you there. Actually, it's super funny. This makes me think of it. I finished watching, The Influencer, which is like a Korean competition Netflix show that just dropped. And at the end, the finalists have to do like live shows and entertain people for like 2 hours. And so one of the guys does like a blind dating thing where people from the audience come up and sit down, and they like, they're not actually blind, but he chooses random people in the audience, which is the blind dating part. And then they sit down and they ask each other questions back and forth. And I was like, one day we'll do that. When I have like thousands of people in the audience, I'll just run a whole stream where it's for you, 7. You're like the person they're trying to date, and then everybody I bring on has to self-identify as a submissive boyfriend. I'll be like, who wants to be 7's submissive boyfriend? And that'll be what it is. It'll be virtual live stream dating, trying to find like a matchmaking. How they, in the old-timey shows, they'd have one person, and then contestant 1, 2, and 3, and you ask them questions, not knowing who they are, to figure out which one you're going to go on a date with. That's what we'll do. But we'll do it for you. I will specifically be looking for submissive boyfriend. And I will become a matchmaker. And that will be my job, is I'll matchmake people. I don't want to do that. I'd be so bad. I'd be so bad at matchmaking. Oh my god. Hear, hear, twinks of the land, please come hither if thou art desperate. If you cannot find a person to validate your twinkdom, please come Your lord and master calls you to twink serfdom. Oh my god. That's some god tier shit. Oh, I love that energy. We'll do it. One day we'll do it. It's kind of fallen out of favor, which is interesting. Like, all those things like the button and all, like, the dating stuff has really fallen out of favor. Like, it still gets decent enough views and everything, but it's no longer, like, mainstream, super popular. Like, people used to be doing videos on things like the button every fucking day. And I was like, bro, this is annoying. Like, I'm not a big fan of those type of shows. I don't watch any of them. I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch Love Island. I don't watch, like, whatever the fucky one is where they can't fuck each other. I don't do any, Too Hot to Handle, I think. I don't do any of those. They just don't appeal to me at all. Harvey has a special interest for planes. Oh, you love your little nerdy boys. That's so cute. I love that. It's barely better than twink slavery. Exactly, Theta. We don't support twink slavery, but we will support twink serfdom. Do your twink job and maybe you'll get some gifts. Maybe you'll get some planes for your special interest. Oh my lord. I know you do, Seven. I'm well aware. That's adorable. That's what that is. I got a list of nerdy fictional characters that I love. That's so cute. Aw, see, I'm a furry, so my list is much less wholesome. That's why I don't share my list. My list is much less wholesome and cute than a bunch of nerdy little boys. That was a bad choice of words, but we've already been canceled within the first 5 minutes. We can keep going. It's fine. It's fine. I don't mind. Let's say everything that'll get us fucked over today. Why not? Oh, Lord. So how have the days been? What have we been up to? How's life? And are you ready for s'mores on Saturday? Because I got Pop-Tarts to replace the graham crackers with. Graham crackers with. It's one of those days. Cancellation speedrun, literally. Yes, so I gave a couple of different options of Pop-Tarts to the person who picks up groceries. They brought me back my favorite as a kid, brown sugar cinnamon. So we have brown sugar cinnamon to use as our graham crackers for our s'mores on Saturday. Now, there's a couple of things. A, I don't actually care for s'mores all that much, so I ain't making that many. And B, I feel like I owe it to a few specific people in this community to cook the Pop-Tarts in a microwave. Although, we are going to be, like, fake roasting the marshmallows. So I'm wondering, would it be hysterical or stupid and or both to roast the Pop-Tarts like we're gonna do the marshmallow? Rather than microwave or toaster them, what if we roast them over the open, like, fire thing and then put it with the marshmallow? That's my plan currently, unless it starts a fire, but I don't think so, because if the marshmallow doesn't, I don't think the Pop-Tart will. So that is currently the plan. Now, the only difference is Pop-Tarts are huge, so I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do it. I might need, like, tongs or something, but if the tongs are metal, then they're just going to burn me, which isn't helpful. Hopefully it works out. I hope so. I certainly hope it works, because I did not get graham crapper. Oh my god! I'm gonna keep saying graham crappers. I swear to God. It's one of those days. I did not get actual graham crackers. So I certainly hope they work because I don't have anything else. Love me some graham crappers. Literally. Snap them in half. I think that's the play. I think snapping them in half is the play. And using, like, half and half marshmallow chocolate. We also don't have in this house like classic Hershey bar chocolate that you can just break off pieces and pop in there. We have big ass chocolate. So, I'm thinking we might get a little creative. We might use chocolate chips and put them inside the marshmallows and use that as our chocolate that melts inside, rather than trying to like break off chunks of these giant ass chocolate things and use those. I'm gonna check, I'll see what I have, and we'll know on Saturday what exactly we're gonna use. But I will say, we're not gonna do 5 hours of just making s'mores and eating s'mores. So I'm looking into what else we're gonna do on Activity Saturday. I don't really know yet. People have suggested to me like puzzles or things like that. Personally, I hate puzzles, so I'd have to go find one because I don't have any, because they drive me crazy. So I'm not really sure what else we're gonna do yet. People have suggested Legos. I don't have a Lego set, but we might be able to build something out of casual Legos. I don't know. I really don't have an answer. I might still have a mask if we want to paint and craft onto like a masquerade mask. We could do that. I might still have that available. We could always paint again. I've got one canvas that I can still paint over, even though we've started it a little bit. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. So we could do that. I'm not sure what else there would be to throw around or to fuck with. I kind of got to look into activities because I really don't know. We could bake other things. I do love to bake. I do love to cook. So I'm not opposed to baking more food. Trying weird s'mores things, right? What can we throw into this weird sandwich-like s'more that'll make it taste disgusting, and therefore I have to try it and it tastes disgusting, right? We could do that too. So if folks have any suggestions that you're thinking of, and if they don't require like planning, oh, ketchup would be so nasty. I like ketchup, but with a marshmallow, oh, and chocolate. Oh my god. Yeah, that's definitely, maybe we do something like marbles, and everybody can put in their ingredient of choice. That would be nasty. And then we'll like play a marbles game, or we'll play like Gartic Phone or something, and whoever wins, I have to put that ingredient in, and I gotta eat it. That might be fun. We could do something like that. Because I will say, I might not eat a lot of food, but there are a shit ton of ingredients in this house for like the people who do eat food. So like there's garlic, there's onion, there's paprika, there's red pepper, there's mayo, there's mustard, there's pickles. There is everything. So that might be fun on Saturday. We might end up doing that. And if we don't end up doing it on Saturday after we make like a normal s'more, then I think I will put it down as a possibility for us to do for a Saturday in the future. Because as much as I would hate it, I'm also kind of down for it because that's some cool entertainment. But I would want to make sure that as much of our community is available to fuck me up as possible. So maybe it's too late to do it now because I feel like some people will be like, oh, I can't make Saturday. I know TK isn't going to be joining us for a while. But like I would want to plan that out. So I can be like, all right, everybody, this is the day. Come with the craziest shit you got. And I'm going to eat it. If you win, I eat it. I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be a fun idea. Kind of like our Pop-Tart flavor thing, except it's crazy bullshit. We could even make it my nightmare, because I don't like sandwiches. Weird, I know. But I also bake bread as well. So I could bake bread, and then we can just cut off a slice, and when somebody wins, they get to put something on it. Because that way we can do multiple ingredients at once without the chance of it falling off like a s'more. Because if it's just on a slice of bread, Then we can put on ketchup and all the weird shit. We could throw in ice cream, like all sorts of things. And it would be okay to all sit with each other. And then I have to like take one big bite. I don't know why I'm devising this for myself, but I think it sounds hilarious. So, it's kind of reminiscent. I didn't even think about this. C-Dog VA did like a weird ass sandwich for his charity event. It's kind of reminiscent of that. Except I'd bake my bread. Because I'm at least gonna make one good thing of bread so I can eat it after the torture. We are just making Oreos. Yeah, exactly. No, we're making crazy bullshit. Listen, it could be an Oreo stream. I don't know if you can buy just the Oreo pieces and not them filled with cream, but if you can, I would be so down to fill a bunch of Oreos with random stuff. Kind of like Eat It or Yeet It used to do on Smosh. Fill Oreos with random shit. And then, you know, depending on who gets rolled what or who loses a game or whatever, if I have multiple people joining us, then they gotta eat like a tainted Oreo type of energy. That would be cool. That would be a lot of fun, I think. Oh my goodness. My only rule is I would not be putting things in that aren't like edible. Like, I would not be putting in a whole thing of toothpaste or like cat food or, you know, like things that you're not supposed to eat. To me, I'm like, I don't want to kill somebody, you know what I mean? We don't need to die, we just need to be disgusting. But like mashing up some of those, jelly beans that taste real bad, that could work, I've never actually eaten one of those because I don't like normal jelly beans. So I've never tried the like jelly bean challenge stuff because I was like, well, I don't like them even when they're good. So why would I eat them when they're bad? Like, just ice, no cream, no filling, nothing in between the chocolate cookies, just a single slab of ice. I love that. No, just soggy cookie pieces, not in milk. You just have to run the cookie piece under the faucet of water and then eat it while it's like soggy. Oh my god. That would be nasty, yo. I mean, I get mine pretty drenched in milk. I'll be honest, for Oreos, I'm one of those people that like the Oreo is falling apart when you lift it out of that milk, if not in pieces. But water? Ooh. Just a soggy Oreo is No, I don't want the water sog. I want the milk sog, you know? I don't want the water sog. There's a difference. There's a difference. I don't know, y'all. But that might be something fun. I'll write that one down, actually. Let me put that one down. We'll go, I'm gonna call it. Let's call it, bad food ingredient, sandwich or cookie based on who wins game. Alright, cool. On the topic of foods, may I make a recommendation for a Jersey Mike's sandwich? Sure, go for it. I won't eat it. I don't like sandwiches. But you can recommend it. I'm interested to know, is this like for a good one? Or is this still on the bad territory? I'm interested either way. I want to know what's your thought process with what tastes good and what doesn't. But, Jersey Mike's sandwich. Tuna fish and lettuce. Refreshing in my opinion. Good. Okay. Tuna fish and lettuce. Interesting. I could see that being good. I could see that for people being good. I am not a fish person. All the fish I've tried, I can taste the ocean on it, and I don't like it. I don't like being able to taste the ocean. I think I've only tried salmon and tuna, but I can taste the ocean on both of them, and I just, I don't like anything that tastes like salt water. Or anything that is like, you can taste that flavor. That flavor is nasty to me, and I don't want it. So more power to all of y'all that eat the fish, that like all those stuff, go for it. I've also technically tried lobster, and I literally almost threw it up. It was disgusting. Like, that is the only thing I've tried where I genuinely, like, almost threw it up right then and there. Because it got, like, caught in my throat. I was like, ugh. I don't know if it was because it got caught in my throat, but the texture is awful on lobster. It's so bad. So, nope, never doing that. But they tried to feed me a lot of things in the culinary school. They tried to feed me a lot. And I would try everything. But I did not like most of the things because that's just how I am. So, lobster was nasty. I'm not a soup galley, but they always wanted to give me soup. I was like, I don't like the soup. None of it is good. I don't like soup. It's already been 40 minutes? Oh, shit. All right. Let's go quickly. Let's go. Listen, time passing is good. Time passing sucks, but time passing is good. And I'm down for it, you know? It's one of those things where, like, these are our mandatory hangout sessions. And as much as I want them to take forever because I like hanging out with y'all, I also want them to go fast because that means that we are enjoying hanging out. You know what I mean? Because if you can feel the time passing, if you feels like it's taking a long time, then that's not good because it's supposed to be an enjoyable time. So, we'll see. Damn you ads, I accidentally tab out once and you do this to me. This is to you, Seven. I don't have 2 middle fingers, but if I did. Oh, Lord. Because I know you can see me up in the corner, you just can't hear me. I know you can see me when those ads are playing. I'm fucking back, bitch. Did you see me giving you the middle finger? I know you can see me in that corner. I like to do it. I think it's funny. I think it's funny to be like, fuck the people. Yes, you did? Good. Good. That's what you get when you don't subscribe. You get a single middle finger because I don't have a second to give you. I only have 1 fuck. I do not have 2. So you only get the 1. A singular fuck, I'm afraid. Oh my lord. That's beautiful. That's fabulous. I was playing, there's a game that was on, I don't know what made me think of this, but all of a sudden I'm thinking of this. Because I'm thinking about things that I'm doing recently. And, there's a game on Itch.io. Because all the game jams are starting up again. Which, like, if you're running a game jam and you want a voice actor who's gonna work for free and is happy to join and literally voice whatever, hit me up. I love working in game jams. Clip that shit, because that shit I need to send to so many people. But there's a bunch of game jams starting, and so I love hopping on Itch.io and playing all the free games and seeing creativity and stuff. But there's one that I was obsessed with, and I finally beat it on hard mode. I'm tempted on playing it just because I want to play it again. It was a lot of fun. On mobile, wouldn't be able to see you in the corner, but I came back right when you read my message. Oh. I forget that mobile doesn't show you. Mobile just fully covers the screen. That's a good point. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see me. Oh, the stupid little mobile subscribers. Get away with not being middle fingered. Non-subscribers. Lucky. And then YouTube is always lucky in that regards because, I mean, I'm sorry, YouTube. I prefer YouTube, but for live streaming, it's the worst. It's the worst platform than Twitch is. So since you're already at a deficit, you get the privilege of not being, like, added the way non-subscribers on Twitch are, and you don't gotta pay money to not be added. You know what I mean? So, YouTube people get that privilege. And some of us dumb bitches pay for YouTube Premium to get that privilege. My sister was lovely and bought it for my birthday. Because she was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, I usually do not get anything. I'm just not that person. I'm like, I don't really celebrate. I don't really do gifts. It's not my energy. But people, you know, if you have people who like to give gifts, then that is not necessarily a good thing to tell those people because you're going to get something anyways. So you might as well get something that is useful or beneficial to you. So I was like, if you want to do something, there are 2 subscriptions that I want to keep that I shouldn't keep because I don't make any money, so I should not be paying for them. And that's YouTube Premium, and I want Beacon for Critical Role. And she bought both of them, so I love her very much. She's my favorite. Now I can have both for the next year. Hey, gal, what's up? What's up? How's life? How are you doing? How was your Tuesday? What'd you do? How is everything? She is a good sister, yeah. I have become her secretary. She's so busy, literally so busy, because she runs her own business, that I have become the secretary. So I am calling all the people that are trying to, like, talk to her about her business because she literally does not have a second in the day to call them. So it's really funny because I was doing phone calls today, and I was like, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, I'm not paying you $20 an hour. I was like, you already bought, like, subscriptions for it. You don't gotta pay me jack shit. Like, what you talking about? You don't gotta pay me. Like, I'm a receptionist is like the job I've worked my entire life. I know how to do that, and I know how to do it well. You don't gotta pay me for that shit. I'm dying. How's you? Gal, what do you mean? Do we need to send you some life support? Do I need to ship 7 over in a drone right now? Do you need some resuscitation? Is that what needs to happen? What's going on? You okay? We're sending you good energy. We're sending you good energy. I hope it gets better. I'm chilling. I've been working on our last episode of the season. It'll be out not this Saturday, because this Saturday's s'mores. And gal, we were talking about before you joined in, I don't know what else we're going to do besides s'mores, but we'll do something because s'mores won't fill up 5 hours. And we were talking about doing a stream where, like, we'll do marbles or some sort of a game, and whoever wins the game gets to choose a nasty ingredient to, like, put on a sandwich or something that I have to eat. So we might do one of those as our Saturday streams. But yeah, I hope you're okay. We're sending you good energy. Yeah, we never want you upset, or dying for that matter. I might be the devil himself, and I can get you a nice seat in hell. But I can't get you risen from the dead, you know what I mean? That's not my job. That's the other town's job. You gotta talk to them if you want to rise from the dead. So I usually say try to avoid dying, because I can't help with that. I can only make you sit pretty when you're already down here. I can't do anything, though, to get you back up. Fortunately, that's the way it goes. Speaking of dying and death, I went on Sunday, I went to the theater. I went to a movie theater. I was so excited. And I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. And you guys, it's so good. I fucking love Deadpool. If there's a Marvel thing I love, it's Deadpool. I'm a DC baby, but I love Deadpool. And it's such a good fucking movie. And I was convinced that they were gonna have, because there's a point, I won't spoil it. I'm gonna be right back, that's okay. And it's been a long day? Okay, well, I hope it calms down, and I hope you get some sleep. And you get, you know, like, if it is better tomorrow, because that sucks balls. I won't spoil it, so no worries, but there's a moment in the film where, like, you know how Deadpool, like, can't die, basically? Likewise, I feel like Theta, let's go. You know how Deadpool can't die, right? And Wolverine can't die, in quotes, because they have regenerative healing. So there's a moment when one of those things is happening, where it's like, oh, they're gonna try and kill Deadpool, right? And I thought they would bring in the character of Death, like the literally Death personified, in order to be like, Deadpool, you're not dying today, hello. Because in the comics, as far as I understand, notoriously, Deadpool and Death are like lovers. So I thought for sure that they were gonna bring her in, and that was gonna be their excuse for like, well, he'll never die because he's a lover to Death itself, like, and Death will always bring him back, like. But they did not. Which, fair enough. Don't want to introduce a character like that when you're probably already done with Deadpool. I haven't seen it yet, or the other Deadpool movies, since I've been pushing off because I keep forgetting. You haven't seen any of the Deadpool movies? Seben, you have to watch them. Oh my god, they're so good. They are genuinely so good. I will say, some of it is going to be a timepiece. If you go back, even the second Deadpool, but really the first Deadpool, if you go back and you watch the originals, it's gonna feel cringy. At least a little bit, because a lot of the humor is the humor of the time. The same way you go back and watch a comic of that time, it might not be like scandalous, which is weird to say for Deadpool. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not like going back to watch a comic where their entire jokes are like misogynistic or racist. That's not what I mean. I mean going back and like the jokes they're making are about YOLO. Or the jokes they're making are about, you know, like fucking whatever the High School Musical. Things like that, where it's like very time period based. And you might find that when you go watch the first two. Not yet. Mainly just seen comic Deadpool. Oh, we're in opposite boats then, because I don't really read comics. I know about what happens in a decent amount of them, because I'm on Tumblr, and I like reading through Tumblr posts. But I don't actually read the comics. So, you're in the opposite end of me. Yeah, but the movies are excellent. Ryan Reynolds is a god. I love Cable. I don't remember the plot of Deadpool 2 at all. I just remember loving Cable. That was it. I just remember loving Cable from the second film. And the first film was a lot of fun. And that kind of thing. Topical jokes that are no longer topical. Exactly, Theta. Exactly, right? And some of them will still hit because the writing team for Deadpool is a fucking genius. Some of them won't hit. I think it's the same, though, when you watch them in the time period. Like, the same thing for for Deadpool and Wolverine. I went to see it. There were some that hit for me and some that didn't. But jokes that hit for me might not hit for other people. And jokes that didn't hit for me hit for other people, right? Like, I'm not a bodily function humor person. Fart jokes, poop jokes, pee jokes, none of that is funny to me. Ever. It is never funny to me. Ever. In any context. And that are some of the jokes that Deadpool makes. And so he'll make a joke like that, and to other people it's funny, and I'm just like, does nothing for me, right? But I might find a different joke where he's like going on a long insult rant funny, and other people don't like that joke. So it just kind of depends on what it is. I will say, I had a few spoilers, which obviously I'm not going to say, that came to me through TikTok, which is why I wanted to go see it in theaters, because I was like, it's going to spoil the whole movie if I don't go see it, the TikToks that get fed to me. So I had one character that shows up spoiled for me, and I won't say who it is. I am floored, actually, by how well the internet did not give me spoilers. I thought I was spoiled like crazy based on the clips that I had seen. Not even the slightest. So many people are in Deadpool and Wolverine. Technically speaking, I had 3 spoiled for me. A person, and then specifically, group of people. It'll make sense when you watch it. Because I don't want to give it away. So I thought, super big plot points had been spoiled. Not in the slightest. Every time something new would happen in Deadpool Wolverine, I'd go, oh my god! So I was really, really excited for how, crazy it was and the things that I didn't know, and it was a lot of fun. Gonna snatch some dinner? Go for it, Seben. Do you categorize sex jokes differently? I don't think so. So here's the thing. I am the type of person where, things are funny to me, but most things that are funny to me are style of funny. They're not like, ha! Like out loud, laughing my ass off, that kind of thing. It's just kind of like that's funny. right? Like, that's what most things are, especially if you're trying to be comedic. I'm very like, funny. And I do mean that sincerely. It's not like a lesser funny. It's just how most funny things resonate to me. You would really have to catch me in something for me to like go into like, oh my god, I find this hysterical mode. So, but when it comes to like bodily functions, to me it's not even a joke because it just doesn't land. And sex jokes are kind of in there too. Like, I remember Deadpool 1, everybody was all about like the avocado fucks another avocado thing. That's not funny to me. Like, descriptions are not funny to me. So that's not funny. When he was like, oh, I wear a red suit, you know, like to cover up all the blood. That's not funny to me. Like, or the guy, he's like, oh, you wear brown pants, this guy gets it. That's not funny to me. Like, none of it really phases me. Like, that kind of stuff, I don't know, doesn't like clock for me. Sometimes references are funny, sometimes they're not. It's hard to describe what I find funny because I do say a lot. I mean, you guys have heard me say it. I don't like comedy, and I don't. So it's weird to explain what exactly I enjoy about certain types of humor. Like, for example, I love Impractical Jokers. I think Impractical Jokers is funny as shit. I don't watch it anymore because I don't have the services to watch it, but when I did, I watched every single episode. I thought it was hysterical. And I liked Smosh, like Try Not to Laugh. I don't like their scripted comedies. I don't think Smosh's scripted things are funny. They're just not funny to me. But the improv I think is enjoyable. I don't laugh at the jokes, but I really, really enjoy watching the videos, and I enjoy the energy that's there. Whereas, like, Impractical Jokers, I genuinely will be laughing with them because of how fucking stupid it is. So it's weird for me to try and explain because I'm not sure that I even fully grasp what is funny to me and what's not. I'm more someone who, like, sits in an energy. So there's certain humorous energies that I enjoy, even if I'm not necessarily finding them funny. And I think Deadpool is one of those. I don't necessarily find Deadpool funny. I just really enjoy the humorous vibes that is brought to everything in his movies. And I think it's done in a way that, I don't know, for some shape or way, I really enjoy it, even if I don't necessarily find the jokes funny. Because even in this Deadpool and Wolverine one, I think, like, there were clever quips, which were fun, back and forth between Wolverine and Deadpool. But I think it's more of, like, Deadpool has this, like, they make really interesting choices for it being scripted. There's a lot of moments where you expect it to go in one direction, because that's the way it would go in a typical movie, but then instead they just, like, fight. Like, you think it's gonna be, like, talking it out, and instead they just beat each other up, right? And there's a lot of, it's so funny, there's a lot of, like, they make so many jokes of, like, the homoerotic tension between Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's less of, like, haha, that joke is funny, and more like, yup, that's the situation, we laugh. Would it be accurate to say that it's tone rather than content that hits for you? I think so. I think that might be an accurate description, Theta, because because I am also somebody who grew up in the era of, like, jokes that you should not be saying were things that I found funny, right? Like, I was a little young for Jeff Dunham territory, but I knew his jokes. You know, the era of the internet that was a little bit off color, the era that's like, that's just what you did back then. I did grow up in that era, and I did find comments like that funny. But I think it's less that I found the comment funny and more that it's like the tone at the time was edgy. And when you're pushing boundaries, there is like a thrill that comes with being edgy jokes. So I think it's that tone of like, ooh, we're edgy. Ooh, we're doing this, right? That I enjoyed when it came to that kind of humor. And I think there's a tone with like Smosh and with Impractical Jokers and with Deadpool that I really do enjoy. That's a great way of putting it, Theta. I might steal that. You might see me in the future saying that and using that terminology because I think that's a great way of putting that. Yeah, the tone rather than the content. I think so. Yeah. I don't know. It's my humor has always been weird because I don't really enjoy most comedies, which is something interesting to me. People always find it surprising too when they're like, "What do you mean you don't like comedy? You are like the funny person." And a part of me thinks that the reason I don't enjoy a lot of comedy is because I am the funny person. And I don't mean that as in to be like, I'm funny, like I'm good at making jokes. I mean that as in the energy that I bring tends to make people laugh. And so I think maybe that ties into the idea of comedy isn't funny to me because I am already at the energy level that comedy is at. So in order for me to then be uplifted by someone else's comedy, you have to be bringing a different tone than what I bring already. Which is why edgy humor, which is why Impractical Jokers, right? Because their shit was crazy and their shit also had a bit of a thrill because you didn't know how the public was going to react, right? And you never knew what to expect, which was funny. So I think maybe that's exactly the way to look at it, is like it has to have a different element than what I bring because I bring comedic energy to a group. So if I'm going to a group of comedians, it needs to be a different environment than I bring with me, which is probably the way that I would describe it. Yeah, because I think, like, I enjoy, I don't know if I'd call it a comedy, but, like, I enjoy Taskmaster. But I enjoy Taskmaster mainly for when people are clever and when they do the tasks very cleverly. However, a lot of the comedians that don't do it cleverly and are just funny or do it well but get fucked over, I also really find them enjoyable. Like, I know everyone loves, I think it's like James Acaster, I think is his name. I know everybody loves him, but like I found him hysterical. I liked him a lot with his humor. So I think it's just like a certain, exactly what you said, like a certain tone, a certain energy, where I'm like, anything you do or say to me is going to be funny because I like the energy that you have versus like the actual content of your joke. Sometimes the content is good enough that I'm like, okay, that is objectively hilarious. But it's very, very rare, I think, that the content of things for me is like what makes me laugh, because I feel like that's just too easy. You have to know how to have presence. You have to know how to hold your own and things of that nature. I think that's just the only way it works. I don't know. This is an interesting thought process. I've never really sat down to think about it all that much. I guess I'm not sitting, technically. I don't know. Also, like, quips don't usually do it for me. So often the, like, sarcastic quippers, like that kind of humor, is not super funny to me. Even, I don't know, I think it's because I'm a little bit of a quipper. I'm not sure. What makes something funny to you? What is something that, like, oh, if it involves this, or if the energy is this, or if the content is this, I will always find it, like, hysterical. Because now I'm very curious about people's different energy when it comes to comedy. Well said, comedy is sometimes thought to rely on the intrusion of levity into a serious world. Perhaps the world in which you live is not sufficiently serious to be disrupted by comedy. Oh my god, Theta, that's a gorgeous statement. The intrusion of levity into a serious world. Oh, you just blew my whole mind. Oh my god, I'm stealing that. I'm sorry, I'm never gonna credit you on it, but I'm stealing that. Holy shit. Because you're so good at articulating things, Theta. I have thought and said something similar without the connection to why I don't necessarily enjoy levels of comedy. Because I've said before, I consider myself to be the positive energy of a room. Like, if you throw me in a group of friends, right, there's that concept that everybody's a certain type of friend, depending on what group you throw them into. And I feel like no matter what group you throw me into, the only type of person I can be is the person who is lightening the mood. I am the person who keeps everybody at the table smiling. And, like, I know that about myself. I don't do anything other else. And I tell people, I'm like, don't come to me if you need a shoulder to cry on, because that's not what I'm here for. Don't come to me if you need someone to vent to, because I can't do it. Don't come to me if you need me to take action, because it won't happen. I am the person to make you smile and to lift your spirit back into positivity. If you want to ignore and you cannot deal with whatever is causing you trouble right now, that's when you come to me, because it will not be touched. We're just going to have fun. So that's interesting that you say that, because that statement, I think, beautifully applies to the way that you're correct. The world I live in is not sufficiently serious enough to be disrupted by comedy. And on the flip side of this statement, because my world is not sufficiently serious enough to be disrupted by comedy, I think that's why I'm one of those people who so strongly likes extra dramatized things. Because you could argue the opposite, right? Maybe people find, like, they need the levity in their serious world, and so they don't necessarily like super dramatic, like, soap opera or Batman or like horror or whatever. They don't necessarily like things that are very, very, very serious and like extra serious, because they're more on that side of they need the levity. But I'm so far on the side of I don't want the levity, and my normal tone is so high into the comedic natural state that I want the soapiest of operas, the gloomy Batman, I'm a guy in a bat mask who puts on black eyeliner and, oh, the world hates me. I enjoy that because of how high up I am in my natural state. Theta, I think you have cracked the universe. You have cracked the code. If I had a therapist, I'd be taking that shit to my therapy sessions. That's crazy. Back ate a bit too much again? 7, you gotta stop doing that. 7, you gotta stop doing that. You're gonna get a little hurt tummy. I'm eating gummies. You said you went to get food, and I was like, oh, I want gummies. Nuh-uh. You do you. I'm gonna give you advice, but you never gotta take it. Be that horse that refuses to drink water. Have you ever seen a camel drink from a water bottle? I saw a TikTok the other day of a camel. It's crazy. You literally unscrew a water bottle. Rode a camel once. 7, tell me. Tell me about it. I need to know. That shit's wild. They've got to be nice. Hey, Gothic, what's up? What's up? I saw a TikTok where someone just unscrewed the lid of like a crinkly water bottle and held it out for the camel. And the camel just takes it in his teeth, goes like this, chugs the whole water bottle, and then hands it back to the guy. I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. I was just rephrasing what you said into more philosophical language. Theta, I appreciate you. I'm still gonna give you all the credit because I don't like taking credit for, well, that's a lie. I'm a fucking narcissist. We all know that. I'm gonna give you the credit here live because I want you to know that I value you. And sometimes, right, like, did I just get shit into my hand? Boy, it really is one of those days. Sometimes also, I realize that I said something and you were reiterating it, so I'm the one who originally said it anyways, but sometimes you need other people to rephrase what you're trying to say in order for it to click for you, right? Because different ways click for different people. I learned a lot of that growing up. It's what I was using while I taught. It's like I say things a million different ways because it's not going to click the same with everyone. It's what I did while teaching. So you rephrasing it that way, even if I'm the original one who said it, clicked in my brain to go, oh my God, that's why I like such dramatic things when normal people don't. Because normal people live in a serious world. And it may be privileged and it may be biased that I don't live in a serious world. But I don't. And so that's why I like all these serious things. Nothing much? Okay, Gothic. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you here. I was at a fair when I was younger. Oh. I remember riding it, but then feeling my leg brush up against the fur of a different one, and then cringing because it felt like sandpaper. Yeah, they do have very rough skin. And their fur is a little rough too. I think it's like wiry. I've never actually met a camel or like an elephant or anything like that, but I would love to. I feel like it'd be really cool to meet them. They say that they're very nice and like friendly, but at the same time, I'm somebody who like doesn't get along super well with horses, and in theory, we've tamed horses. So if a horse and I can't get along, I don't know that a camel or an elephant and I could get along. I think that thing would hate me. I think it would absolutely want to kill me from day one. And I'd be like, oh, I just want to be loved by the animal, but okay. I don't know, man. I faintly remember riding a horse, too, a few years before that, since my family was friends with someone who owned a ranch. Yeah, I've ridden a horse twice as an adult, and apparently I took those, like, really baby, like, you know, kind of like at the fair, but you know when they put you on, like, it wasn't a pony, it was a horse. But you know the version of they, like, have a post in the center and they, like, walk you around in a circle? Apparently I took very, like, riding lessons, like, one round of it when I was a little kid, but I don't have memory, so I don't remember it. But I've been told I did. And then I do know that I took, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I do know that I took 2 trips as an adult, and we did a horse trail. For me, I would love to make a connection with like a horse or any kind of an animal that's not like cat or dog, typical domesticated. The problem is, right, for me, I am someone who would want to feel like the animal loves me, even if it's a lie, even if I know they don't, I would want to feel that way, right? So my problem with like reptiles, even though I love them, or horses or cows or whatever is I don't know their body language well enough. I don't know their signals well enough to feel comfortable understanding what they're trying to tell me, right? Like, I know a dog's, and especially a cat's, because I have 2 of them, but relatively a dog's as well, body language to know if this animal is like, yes, I'm listening, yes, I love you, yes, I enjoy what we're doing. I don't know a horse's. Like, when I'm riding on the trail and I have a guide and the horse stops moving in the middle of the trail and the guide is like, oh, just smack him with your feet. I'm like, okay. And I will, and the horse doesn't move. And I'm like, see, what does this mean? Like, why did the horse stop in the first place? What is it trying to tell me? Is it being stubborn? Because that used to be that's a myth that used to be so prevalent in the dog training energy of like, oh, the dog is trying to test your boundaries and trying to be stubborn and trying to like show you that you're not the alpha. That's not true. We have proven that's not true after years of dog training. So like, can horses be stubborn? Like, it's one of those things of like, I don't know enough, you know? I have a picture somewhere of me on one of those roundabout horse rides. I remember the horse specifically being named Pat. Aww, that's a cute little horse. I love that. I get anxious about that stuff with animals. So that's why I like watching a pile of videos on a random Tuesday. Fabulous. Fire. Amazing. For me, I grew up with a dog, and I grew up with a shit ton of cats, and I now own 2 cats. So I feel like cats and dogs, I have a strong enough handle on their body language and their signals to be able to own one and feel comfortable taking care of one. I don't have enough grasp on the body language or the signals of dogs to feel comfortable taking care of other people's dogs. That's not something, because I tried to do Rover for a bit, and I was like, absolutely not. I don't enjoy this. I don't like it. I don't feel like I understand the animal. No. I did it, and then so I stopped doing dogs, and then I did cats for a while. Cats I got. Cats I could walk into a house and be like, I get you. And I immediately, like, I understand what they're trying to say. But dogs I didn't feel comfortable enough, so I stopped doing dogs after a few of them. Like people. See, I know most people feel that way, but I'm a people person. And maybe it's like bad to say, but I feel like I clock people pretty well. I will say though, sometimes I clock people well, but not necessarily accurately. Because my anxiety may drive things further than they are. So I'm usually pretty good about telling when somebody's uncomfortable, about telling when a mood is down, about telling like how people are feeling, whether people want to do something and aren't saying it, things like that. But I have to be very careful of like, okay, I can tell right away this person doesn't like what was suggested and won't say that they don't like what is suggested, but I need to be aware of what part of that is my anxiety going, oh, they don't want to do that because you're there, versus my actual reading of they don't want to do the thing because of X, Y, and Z, right? Am I actually a factor? Is it actually because of what I said? Is it actually because of what I did? Or is it something else entirely? That's the part where I think the anxiety, like, can trip me up. But actually reading people's body language and signals and, like, their tone of voice especially, is something I do well, but I think that's just because that's literally my career. So, like, I'm used to voice tones and things like that. But that's something I've always, like, I love social interactions. I like being with groups of people. That kind of stuff, you know, I can put on a front and that kind of jazz. I would have grown up with a cat, but I think he ran away when I was younger. And also nearly clawed my eye out once as a kitten and me as a newborn. Well, to be fair, you should not have been anywhere near a cat as a newborn. Those videos of, like, people with little babies and their dogs and cats near their little babies, Oh my god. I'm literally like, are you fucking kidding me? That's how you get an animal put down. Because God forbid that dog bites that child, that dog is dead. Or, like, luckily it's easier for cats not to be put down, but, like, that shit should not be happening. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. You desensitize, yes. You neutral, yes. But neutral and desensitized does not mean, here, animal, look and touch and sniff baby. No. But a lot of people just don't know that. They don't realize they're not supposed to be doing that. That's totally fine, right? So that happens a lot. A lot of people just don't know. You can't assume people know. That's not something that you want to do, is assume that people know. You just want to be like, hey, for future reference, just be careful about something like this. Versus like, how dare you? You are a bad person who made a bad choice. One of my friends told me he got his skull grabbed by a dog as like a baby or a toddler. Yeah. Like, I'm not joking. You should not have anyone who does not have the ability to learn societal people manners that close to an animal. If they are too young, or whatever their mental state may be, where they would act out, in quotes, against other people, they should not be near an animal. Yeah, because here's the thing, and it's not to say like, oh, the person who's acting out is a bad person. It could be entirely possible they just don't understand, especially if they're that little. They don't understand. They don't know what they're doing. Like, that hasn't clicked, right? But it's also not the animal's fault. Like, you don't get to decide that your animal has to be nice and dandy to this thing that is hitting it and slapping it and running around and screaming. Like, oh my gosh, right? And throwing things. No, that's not how that works. Yeah, it's one of those things that's like, oh my god, you have got to be careful. Even introducing animals to other animals, right? Theoretically, if you're introducing the same species to the same species, like a cat to a cat or a dog, that animal has a better chance of understanding and getting along with that animal in its same species because it knows how to read its signals than the fucking baby. Because it doesn't know how to read baby signals. It's not a baby. It's a dog. It's a cat. You know what I mean? But cats especially, cats are bitches to adults. Cats are bitches to other cats. Why would you ever let your cat near a little babes? Like, that's crazy. Makes me think of the time my grandma's old cat once nipped my hand while I was trying to pet it because my dad at the time had pressed its buttons so much before. Exactly, Seven. And with cats especially, like, so I have one, my oldest Oswald, who you can do anything to. And that's not a joke. Like, that, he is the type of cat, I call him my human man, because I think he is one, where I would literally, I don't care how young you're, like, and this is going to contradict everything I said, as long as it's not baby where they, I still think, if we're talking age range where they don't have the capacity to listen to you as the adult, like, if you look at them and you say, like, hey, let go, like, don't do that, and they can't understand those words, absolutely not, should not be near an animal. As long as we're at a point where they can understand you when you talk, Oswald is the type of cat that I would bring to someone that small. That small. Because, like, he literally, you can do anything, he will not hurt you. He will try to get out of your hands, but he will never, ever, ever hurt you. Little me was so heartbroken. I know. Well, and then it can make children really afraid of animals. Just all animals. That's horrible, to be honest. To be afraid of animals? Oh my god, that's the worst. Especially a cat or a dog. But like, I have Oswald, and then I have a cat, who is Light. I call him my little rat, who's an adult, but he's younger. That, ironically, the young one is the one we raised, literally bottle fed in our hands, he is the one that will bite you. He is the one that will claw you. It does not matter. It can be me. It can be someone else. It can be whatever. He is the one that I'm like, no, I do not bring him out here for anyone that is like, I don't feel comfortable with. Like, it's not even about age or mental capacity. It is if I don't think you know how to handle or deal with cat signals or understand cat signals, you will not be petting this cat. And like, he won't bite or claw me in order to hurt me. But y'all know I'm not delicate. Cats and dogs, I do the bad thing you're not supposed to do. I play with them like this. I use my hands. So he will, because I use my hands to play with him, he will absolutely like grab on and use his little claws and use his little teeth to play with my arm. Well, if you don't understand cat signals, you have no idea when that switch happens in his body language that he thinks you're playing with him and is about to bite you. Or when he's trying to say no and he's really gonna bite you. So, no, I don't let, that just doesn't happen. Now, I have had younger people, I bite at the hand that feeds me, literally. Some animals do. Again, he would never bite me or claw me in order to hurt me on purpose. Like, I literally, like, hold this child upside down, I do his feet and toes, like, I flip him, all sorts of things, he's fine. But I play with him with my hand, so he's gonna, like, do that. But there have been younger folks who have been able to pet him and have said hello, but it's only because I give a very clear warning of, I'm not holding him so that you can pet him. If you can manage to get to him without him running, and he lets you pet him, you may pet him. And 2, he might bite you. That's what I say, is I'm like, he might bite you. If you're willing to take that risk, you can pet him. But it's on you for that risk. That's just kind of how it goes. But it sucks because it really can make people afraid of cats and dogs. And those are things that, like, you should not be afraid of. And every fear is kind of, like, somewhat irrational or whatever. And I could understand if someone doesn't want to necessarily, like, hold a snake or, you know, have a pet spider. Whereas I'm all about it. I'm like, I love snakes, I love spiders, I love scorpions and all this jazz. But I understand if that's not your jam, because most people don't grow up with those. Personally, it's not that I don't like them or that I'm afraid of them. Well, I don't like them. I'm not afraid of them, but I don't like fish. Fish are stupid to me. I know some people love them. They think they're great pets. They would do anything for their fish. I hate fish. I think I would never, ever have a pet fish because I think they're dumb as fuck. And I just don't care about them. And that goes with any animal that I can't, like, hold or touch. I don't want it. Like frogs, you can't touch frogs. If you've been touching a frog, stop. You cannot touch frogs. So why would I want it as a pet? Turtles? You're not really supposed to touch turtles. So why would I want it as a pet? You know what I mean? Like, my current dog, who's also my childhood dog, used to gently nibble at my nose when I was younger, but one time nibbled a bit too hard and it hurt me, and then she never did it again, even when we told her the stuff we used to. Aww. That's so cute. So, yeah, that kind of stuff happens. What's so funny is the way that I choose my cats is I adopt cats if they lick me on the nose. That's how I got both Oswald and Light. It's like something for me. I like it and it's cute. It's like a sign from the universe. Hey, Fox Daddy, welcome. We're talking about cats and dogs and people being afraid of them and how to read their body language and stuff like that. How are you? How was your Tuesday? How is life? Tell me everything. But yeah, so dogs do nibble. And nibbling is not aggressive. They really don't actually know the nibbling cause They don't entirely know why they do that. There are theories. There are lots of theories in all sorts of animal behavior universes, but they don't know the actual cause. The same way there's a theory as to cat purring, but believe it or not, they don't know why. Well, they kind of know why a cat purrs, but it's not the reason that you think it is. I'm a dog person. Oh, we know, Fox Daddy. We know. We love your dog. But, like, there are also things that people are told that circulate that aren't true, right? Like, most people think, because it was spread when it originally was thought, that cats purr because, like, they're happy or they're, like, comfortable. That is not why cats purr. But most people think that because when we originally studied it and it first got processed, that is what our conclusion was. And science is a continuing medium, even behavioral science, even animal behavior, that keeps going. And we have learned since then that that is not why cats purr. But most people don't know that. So, and that's totally fine. It's not on most people to know. You don't need to know that. It's totally fine if you go your whole life having cats or not having cats and thinking that they're purring because they love you or they're happy. That's okay. Right? Like, you don't need to know every little detail. You just kind of need to know your own animal. But it's interesting because it means that there's a lot of stuff. The nibbling for dogs is one of those. There are a lot of dogs that nibble, but they don't really have a solid answer as to why they do this. They know it's not aggressive, and they don't think it's like any sort of submissive activity. Because there was a little bit of time where people were like, oh, it must be a submissive thing. They don't think that it is. At least I don't think current standing thinks that it is. Like how we used to believe in the whole alpha-beta thing. Exactly. Like we used to believe in alpha dogs, and there are still horrible-ass dog trainers out there that talk about pack mentality when dogs don't... There is no genes or any genetic behavioral bullshit about a pack mentality. None of that is true. None of that is accurate, right? So, yeah, we used to believe in a lot of things. But it's you know, it's science and it's progression and it's learning. But for the record, for my cat people, cats purr to self-soothe. So the reason why we thought originally that it meant that they were happy is because oftentimes, you know, they'll start needing and they'll start purring and then they'll like go to sleep or they'll curl up or they'll purr when you hold them or you pet them. And to us, we're like, oh, they're comfortable. Kind of. The purring is the soothing. So the kneading and the purring is because when they're kittens, they do that to get milk. So they need to get the milk out. Then they're drinking the milk. Well, now they're also purring to soothe themselves while drinking the milk and kneading. So purring, usually a consequence or something associated with it, is comfortability, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. A cat could be terrified and purring because they're trying to make themselves comfortable in this moment. They're trying to soothe themselves. It's a self-soothing mechanism versus an immediate, I am happy so I purr. And the other thing that was trying to get like in debate / researched, purring is not instinctual. The current consensus is that purring is not something that just happens when they're trying to soothe or when they're happy. They choose to purr because you are not born. They are not born being able to purr. There are cats who cannot purr, and when they have kittens, if you isolate those kittens to grow up with the mother that cannot purr, none of those kittens will ever be able to purr. So purring is a learned trait, which means if it's a learned trait, kind of has to be like a conscious choice. You can technically have instinctual things that are learned, but it's a little weird. They're more subconscious, but like it's a learned trait to purr, which is a crazy development that nobody saw coming, which is really cool. Love my little bakers. Yeah, they're so cute. They're very cute. My sister has one who, so the kneading is from getting milk, right? Suckling on the mother. Sometimes You'll have the kneaders and the purrs, which is most common for cats that do knead. Sometimes, and my sister has one of these, you get the cat that is essentially, you know the way that human babies can sometimes get attached to pacifiers and they use them for too long? Like they use them when they're like 6 and 7 years old? You can get a cat that he won't just knead, he'll suckle. So my sister has a cat who has a blanket that he will go to and he'll suck on the blanket and knead and purr. Because it got ingrained in him. So now it's a ritual that is part of it, and it's so funny because there's just a blanket that is fucked up from this cat. Dogs don't fully empty their bladder. Oh, I didn't know that. Do humans? Do we fully empty our bladders? Do humans fully empty their bladders? It is. Okay, so we do. So apparently we as humans do. Like besides like hormones and like, you know, little bits and pieces. But for the most part, science considers it empty, even if it's not like, hey, the only thing in here is air. They consider it empty. It does explain a lot, Fox Daddy, because it makes sense because dogs are a species that mark territory. And they mark territory with urine. So it makes sense that they would never fully empty their bladder because they always need urine to mark their territory. Which lady dogs do. I just want to be clear about that. It's not just male dogs that mark their territory. Lady dogs do it too. But that's interesting. I guess that does make sense. Yeah, that correlates to the fact that dogs mark territory. Huh. That's so interesting to learn. See, I love learning all these little things, and I love that we develop new understanding of things as time goes on. I don't know. It's really interesting. I've always wanted a dog, and one day I will have one. One day when I actually make money and work a job, I will have one. But right now, my Oswald is the dog of the family. So I take him outside and we do things like that and all that kind of jazz. But his recall's okay. His recall's not bad. For a cat, it's excellent. But for an animal you take outside, it's okay. He's usually pretty good about it. I try to keep a harness and a giant-ass leash on him that is like neon orange, just in case. But he's usually pretty good about it. I learned a few things when I became a canine coach. Ooh, cool. What did you learn? What are the other things you learned, Fox Daddy? I'm curious. I want to know. For some reason, that made me want to make a creature that marks territory with something other than piss, like saliva or something. Damn you, Twitch. So, cats will do that. So cats do mark by urinating, but if you've ever wondered why cats will rub their teeth and like that inner part of their gums against thing, it's because they are claiming things with their scent. So like if both of mine do it. If there's somebody where you put your hand out and they just against your finger, that is them putting that scent there. What did I miss, cats? Gal, we're talking about animal behavior and how it's like a science that is continuously learning and growing because, so both cats and dogs and all sorts of animals, but I was talking about how, purring does not necessarily mean that a cat is happy, and how as we have studied behavioral science, we've been able to learn that that's not what it means, even though we thought it meant. And Fox Daddy was talking about like how we thought that alphas and pack mentality were a dog behavior thing, and we have since learned they're not a real thing. So things like that. My cat is an asshole? Fair. I love animals that are mean little shits. It's amazing. I learned some tells from dogs and how to stop dogs from fighting and how to handle yourself against aggressive dogs. Fox Daddy, that's fire. I love that. I love all that energy. So, I am one of those, I don't have a dog, but I'm a little bit, I try to be like on that side of learning all the new dog behavior stuff, like forced free and things like that. But the one thing that I know is inherently and 1,000,000% decided upon to be very, very, very bad for dogs, which are dog parks. They are literally the worst possible thing, and every person in the, like, trainer in the universe agrees that you should never, ever use a dog park. But there are these new things, and it's in the Northeast, because Philly just opened one while I was living in Philly, and I adored it, that are dog bars, where there are, like, park attendants that walk around with all the dogs running around free off-leash in there, while you eat food and drink alcohol, like on the like the thingies outside, the picnic tables outside. And I know it's not much better than a dog park. It's a little better because there are actual rangers like walking around making sure everything's okay. It's not much better because they probably don't actually teach their dog workers a lot about dog behavior. But I love it so much, and I know it's bad, but it's like a guilty pleasure. I can't get over it. I love going to them. Does that mean my grandma's current cat has tried marking me once? Probably 7. The gum thing for cats isn't as... It's not quite the same meaning as actually marking with urine like species do, but it is essentially the same. So the gum thing is them putting their scent on you so that other animals will be like, oh, there's like the scent of an animal here. But it doesn't necessarily deter that animal. Whereas marking a territory is meant to be like, uh-oh, I'm entering a space that another animal is very clearly like, this is mine. The teeth is a little more like, oh, okay, something like consistently is near you and on you, and I recognize that as an animal sniffing it. That's why, like, when you introduce animals to each other, they will tell you to take something that, like, you and the other animal it's being introduced to have both touched and put it in the room with a different animal. Because the object is not going to signal, uh-oh, this is someone else's territory, like the urine would. The object is going to signal, oh, this is some other animal here. Some other creature is involved with this person or this thing. And they'll get used to it a little better. Oh, I gotta go up a little bit. So yes and no, it's not as forceful as it sounds. The canine training has helped me so much. I've been able to handle myself against strays. Amazing. Amazing. Why what, gal? Why what? So dog parks are mixed. The problem is that you have to trust that other people have a handle on their pup. Well, yeah, and Fox Daddy, that's why they're bad. Because you cannot assume that other people know what they're doing. Right? So, like... Like, that's why they're bad, is you cannot assume that the public knows what they're doing. What you're supposed to do is make friends with people who have dogs, then correctly introduce your dogs, and then you can have them play together in a closed-up space, right, where you guys can get drinks or something. You're not supposed to just go to a public park because there's no way to know that that owner knows what they're doing. So, and there's also a lot of diseases and stuff like that, so... I really want to go to a cat cafe. Cat cafes are fun. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot in the United States because we have stricter health code laws than other countries. That's why there's so many in like Japan and stuff, because they don't have as many strict health code violation laws. Ours are so strict that there aren't a lot down here. My cat bites my toes when I try and take a shit. She can open doors. Oh yeah. Yep, I have cats that can open doors. And the biting of the toes is, so funny because I know that feeling. My cats will do that with their teeth. They'll go down and they'll run their teeth and their gums on it. Because that also feels good to them. So just to clarify, it's not just like scent. It also just feels good to them to do that, with their teeth. Whereas dogs, it doesn't feel as good, but cats, that feels good. That's why you can get those cat scratchers that specifically go against the cheeks. because it feels good to do that for their teeth and their gums, which is usually why they bite toes, is because that feels very good for them. Cat do eat dead people. That's correct. That's correct. We love that. I love that about my cats. My will to live is gone, so it checks out. It sucks about dog parks. I got lucky and found a park with people who actually know what they're doing. Well, and that's great, Fox Daddy, right? And there are private dog parks. Like, if you pay to live in, like, a closed community or a like, gated apartment complex, oftentimes they'll have dog parks that you have to pay to go to. And that's a little bit of a barrier of entry, so you can trust a little bit better that people who are paying to go to the dog park will know how to handle their dogs. But there's no guarantee. The damn cat making sure he lets other animals know I've been around him is definitely something he would do. Yeah, 7, that's exactly what's happening. Is basically he's like, I was here. So that anybody that sniffs you is like, all right, bitch, we get it. Like, and that's what they're sniffing for, is they're trying to see all the different things that you went to, what touched you, that kind of jazz. But yeah, cats will do that. And there's the thing that I find is funny. So, you know how cats throw their booties in your face? They just throw booties up in your face all the time. They're like, pet me, and throw their ass at you. We don't technically have an answer for why they do that. But the booty is like a stimulating area. So the thought process is, if they're kind of like, if you do pet a kitty, like on top of that booty right where the tail is, there is like a sensation of like, oh, that's good and I hate it at the same time, which might correlate to why they throw their booty everywhere, because they're like, yay, stimulation, yay, right? That kind of energy. I made 22 pennies streaming this week. Let's go, Fox Daddy. Let's go. Get that ad revenue. Let's go. Thing that makes it better or worse is that his name is Zeus. Oh my God, 7. Not his name is Zeus. Zeus be claiming you. Cats throw booties because they're freaks. They are freaks. That's like, okay, so I too sit on the faces of people I like. I fucking love you, gal. No, okay, so. Speaking of this, right, and animal behavior. Dogs, you know how dogs hump, right? I'll see if I explain it right, because it's a little hard to wrap your brain around. Dogs humping is not a sexual act. So you have to think of getting overexcited or getting overstimulated as like a normal thing, right? We as people can get overstimulated and can get overexcited, and we need to release that energy. I don't mean the kind of we use the term overstimulated to mean like, ooh, too many things are happening, I need to go calm down, right? We kind of shut down when we mean overstimulated. That's the opposite for animal behavior. When we say overstimulated for like animal behavior, like overexcited is usually the term that's used. It doesn't mean like, ooh, I need to shut down because there's too many things happening. It means, oh my God, there's things happening, right? Kind of more like a toddler or a child that is so excited he can't stop talking and he can't get words out and he's running around. That energy is the overexcitement. The humping is not a dominance thing. So that one's been in the cycle of like, not quite. So humping is specifically, they're tying it to like overstimulation and overexcitement. So what's happening is the animal is getting overstimulated, whether it's super, super excited, or they're like, oh my God, whether it's a positive or a negative, oh my God. What's happening is they're getting overstimulated in a context, and so humping is an action that naturally releases a lot of like calm down, get all this energy out hormones. So that's why they hump, is because they're overstimulated. And that action releases a lot of that tension and energy. It's why you'll see female dogs do it. It's why you'll see dogs do it to things that they can't breed. Because it's a release of the tension of the overstimulation. It's not the body overstimulation, right? It's not necessarily correlated to any specific, like, I think the thing that we're learning with behavioral animal science style of things, and again, it's a science, so we're still debating things, working on things, not necessarily set in stone, all that kind of jazz. I've only ever had one person who wanted to sit on my face. Oh my god, absolutely, y'all are crazy. So there are still different schools of thoughts, and it's just kind of like whatever you're going towards, and we're still working on it, and maybe both or neither are right at the same time, right? But the thing that we've been discovering as we do animal behavioral science is that a lot of our misunderstandings come from assigning human thought process and human emotion to animals. So, as horrible as it may sound to some people, dogs are not thinking like, oh, this dog did this motion, which means this thing, which does this thing, so I need to do this thing, which does... They can't think like that. They are reactionary creatures. They are instinctual creatures. Whether we want them to be or not, they are not like processors where they're making plans like humans are making plans and understanding steps and things like that. They're instinctually reacting to like body language. Yeah, no thoughts, head empty. So a lot of the behavioral thinking that got debunked, like alphas and pack mentality, inherently lies on this concept that for some things, not for all of them, but for pack mentality, for alphas in particular, that assumes that a dog knows what it means to be, like, in charge. And it assumes that other dogs know what it means to have a leader, right? Yes and no, because the idea of something being in charge and making decisions for everything else is not that simple in the animal kingdom, right? Because let's say you have pride of lions, which again, whole different species, it's a little different, but a head male lion, other lions aren't going, oh, we need to do what he says because he's in charge. He told us not to go hunt that zebra, so we're not going to hunt that zebra. No. Other lions are going, I'm not going to fight him. I'm not going to fight him because I don't want to die. Right? And they're not even thinking that clearly about it. They're going to do something stupid, but then when this big jacked ass lion walks over and is like, don't fucking do that, they're going to be like, oh, okay. Right? It's not, they don't have this constant thought process of like, yes, you are the leader. Yes, you are in charge. And they also don't have a thought process of, I'm going to take over from you, so I'm in charge. No. That sort of thinking and strategizing is not there. Which is what is some of the things that we have to be conscious of as we study animal behavior, right? That's why as animal behavior has been going on, like if we go back to dogs, we've started to learn that there are very, very few, like, aggressive dogs. What's usually the case is dog is met with a situation or a thing or another animal or a person or whatever that triggers a oh my god response, or if you need to put it in human terms, an I am unsafe response. And then instinctually they do what we do. They fight, they flee, or they freeze. Which is not a choice that we make. It's not a choice that they make. This is an instinctual reaction to try and keep myself safe. So a lot of like working with aggressive dogs, working with fearful dogs is a term we've started to use because we've realized that like that dog is not making the choice to be like, I'm gonna go attack this thing because I'm angry, right? It's like, no, to them, they see a creature or a dog, or they smell a dog. That smell is something that has led to them getting hurt or them feeling like, oh my God, before. They don't want to feel like, oh my God, so they're going to do anything in their power to stop that from happening. For some dogs, instinctually, that's get rid of the source, I'm going to go bite it. For some dogs, it's nope, I'm out of here, right? They just need to get out of the oh my God state. It just depends on what is the current oh my God state. And that's why so much of current dog training is about management and retraining the associations with the original triggers of the oh my God state. And if you can't retrain the natural response to the oh my God triggers, then you manage something, right? Like, if you're gonna do that for a person, again, a little different, but if you're gonna do that for a person, if somebody has a phobia of spiders, you don't just throw a bunch of spiders at them. You don't just tell them, why are you afraid of spiders? That's stupid. They're small and you're huge. That will do nothing. Because it's an irrational, instinctual fear. Your logic is not going to help. All you're going to do is make it worse. Or make them feel bad, which you can't do to a dog, but you get what I'm trying to say. So what you do is you retrain the instinctual reaction that your body and your brain has to that spider. And you might not be able to start with just looking at a spider, right? It might start in smaller formats, but you're essentially trying to retrain the triggers that are occurring there, the reactions. And that's kind of what we're trying to do with animals as well. I feel like this one dinosaur survival game I play that has some servers with realism could be a somewhat decent way of showing someone that type of stuff. Like one of those so-and-so for dummies things. Since in the game, at least the current version, players can't speak to others that aren't of the same species. So we gotta rely on the calls and friendly wiggles. Oh, I love that. That's really, really cute. So there are two ways we can take this conversation. I'm gonna go the nice way first, and then I might go the shitty way. We'll see what we feel like. The nice response I have to this is, fun fact, we have been learning in behavioral animal science and all that kind of jazz that animals don't have language the way we do. So, for example, birds, right? A lot of people, for a long time when we were studying them, we thought that birds had like this call, this sound means that. This sound means that. This sound means this. This sound means this. That's not quite how it works. There is no sound that means like danger. There is no sound that, like, they're not specific words like that. Because if you've ever, like, for like dogs or something, right? A dog bark is not that dog saying language to another dog. They are not having words to each other. There's not context happening to those barks. The bark is just a signal that something is happening. That's why if the dogs are with each other and one starts barking, an entire pack of dogs with that dog will start barking, even though they're doing this, and they have no idea what they're barking about, because the bark is a signal that something is happening that everyone needs to be aware of. So that's why all the other dogs are like, what's happening? It's not the dog barking going, look, look, look. It's not the dog barking going, I'm upset. It's not, they're not saying like communication like that. It's communicating, but it's not words. It's not language. So it's really interesting to think of things like that, and how that sort of translates and what that means, right? I don't know. It's a little hard to explain because the easiest way to interpret what they're doing is through our human thought of communication and language, even though that's not technically what they're doing, because they're not saying, oh, predator, right? Like, even birds and stuff are not necessarily like saying a predator's in the sky, right? That's not quite what's happening. I think the easiest way for me to think of it in those terms is like for birds, for like mating seasons. Birds will make all sorts of noises. Like, a lot of species have like very specific calls. But it is, when they're calling, it is not them going, over here, I will mate with you, over here, yes, come this way, right? It is more a signal of like, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, animals go off vibes, right? It's interesting to think that it's not words. So the bird isn't going like, I am ready to mate. Yeah, like, the bird isn't going, hey, pretty bitch, get over here, right? The bird is more going, eh, to try and get something, preferably a bird, but something to go, I'm gonna go to that noise. And then it goes to the noise, and they're both in mating season, so they breed. Right? It's a weird concept, as personally as somebody who's so into language and the English language, to try to grasp your head around. I think I've seen a crow do that in the tree the other day. Literally is what's happening. It's just so interesting how the animal kingdom works, because they don't have language. And that, like, not words. They don't have words is what I should be saying. They have language, but they don't have words. And I just think that's so intriguing. The horrible vibes thing. Oh, we'll keep going. It's like dogs can't understand languages, but rather repetitive sounds that just so happen to be the words. Yeah, right? Like, it's those videos of someone going, dynamite? Legos? Car? Like, and it's the tone, right? They're listening to the tone. And they don't even know that tone means outside. That tone means car ride. They know that tone means good thing. That's how simple it is. This tone means I happy. So to them, their body instinctually is going to hear that tone and start to get excited because it led to an exciting thing. It's like, it's not even the core. That's why there's a lot of, so if you've seen animals like pressing buttons and stuff, there's a lot of debate going around. And I was fully on the button side. I'm going to be honest. I was fully on the button side. My cats had buttons that they would use for a while. There's some debate going around that the whole button thing is not accurate. They're thinking it leans towards the, in humans, it's facilitated something that was recently debunked with like not speech therapists, but like communicators for people who cannot communicate through language. There's something called facilitated something that has recently been like, hey, that's not real. If someone is trying to say that they are a facilitator for someone else, science and like mental behavioral science of humans has recently proved that is inaccurate. It doesn't work. It's not good. They're thinking buttons are in the same territory for animals. Now, there's no hard-ass science yet, but I can see their argument. It was flailing its wings around like a maniac and repeatedly going wah, wah, wah to another crow on a different branch. See, that's the thing, Seven, is like, there's debate on whether or not they're actually talking to a specific other bird. Sure, it can clock the other bird, but like, is it talking to that bird, or is it just sending out a signal, right? And it's keeping an eye on that bird to see if that bird understands the signal. So it's a weird thing of like, Becky, please, let me smash. Becky, let me slash. Becky, let me smash, please. Yes, I love those crows. It's a weird thing of like, it's kind of like if you just sat down and you pressed a horn, and someone was like, that's weird, I heard a horn. And they walk over and they're like, what do you want? And all you can respond with is pressing the button, pressing the horn. And so this other person is going to be like, okay, I'm going to try and figure this out. Right? And there's some, like, universal ones, sure, whereas if you've heard it before, then you might be like, oh, I've heard something similar to this. I think I know what it is. But it's not universally like that. Yeah, like, please, let me smash Becky. So it's interesting how that works. I don't know. Behavioral science is interesting. It's really, really cool. The bring the vibe downs thing that I was going to mention off of, you can lurk out, no worries. The bring the vibe downs point that I was going to mention off of retraining, like, your body's reaction to triggers is unfortunately that exact same scientific, like, behavioral advancement is also what conversion camps use. And it sucks because it's like, that's a real scientific behavioral method, but I don't like what you're using it for. Like, stop doing that. Like, please stop. Yup. Because in theory, the concept that you can retrain a reaction to a trigger is correct. Like, we do think that. And at that very base level, that is technically what they're trying to do, right? They're just doing it shittily for bad things, for bad reasons. And also, technically that concept is a little more difficult, A, in humans in general, but B, because hormones are a little bit harder to work with than a natural, like, body freak out state, if that makes sense. But it's theoretically possible. That might be why sometimes people are like, well, it worked for me, and now I believe in God and Jesus. More likely they've just been initiated into the cult and they hate themselves. But theoretically, it should be possible. It's hard to explain. It's less of a, you could train the body, not necessarily the mind. There's a disconnect, right? There's a dissonance there. But you can't necessarily argue that it wouldn't work physically, because then the opposite argument also doesn't work, right? And we do advocate for the idea of, like, a body's reaction, if you are being violated, does not equal consent, because it's an instinctual reaction that is going to occur when certain triggers are present. So if that's the case, then technically, in theory, you could make a physical reaction specifically occur to certain triggers if you re-change the trigger. We just don't want you to, because that is bad. Let gay people be gay. Like, it's weird. It's an unfortunate thing of, like, science does not get to choose whether or not it works. all we can do is try and be like, fuck you, you're using it for bad purposes. Like, don't do that. Versus, it doesn't work at all. You gotta be very careful about that kind of jazz. Oh yeah, hate people that don't think it's not bad when that happens because those bad things just happen. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to trigger people or anyone that might watch this or is here, so I'm not gonna get into specifics, but like, if you've probably heard the concept, it's gone to trial before of like, well, certain thing occurred when an instance was happening, which means you must have given consent. That's not how that works, because your body's gonna naturally react the way it does to specific triggers. But you can retrain reactions to triggers, because if it's gonna naturally and instinctually react a certain way, you can train on that. You can train to be the other way. But the argument is, right, no one's gonna train it to do that, right? So yeah, the argument doesn't hold water because it's a natural reaction. It's just that because the argument doesn't hold water, technically the flip side is true. It's just shitty. And you shouldn't be using the flip side to try and do something. And no one would. Nobody's going to be like, yes, I specifically want bad trigger thing to happen so that I can change my body's like, what? That's crazy. That's some crazy shit. Whereas in like dog science, or if you're actually working to change a panic response, you would be working through months, if not years, and probably consistently. It's probably never going to fully stop. You have to continue the work of where I have this thing that I am, because it is a trigger for me, right? Because my body naturally reacts in this way when I don't think it should, I want to work on making it not react that way. But that is something that takes a long amount of time and should not be used in that context of, hey, don't be gay. Like, that is awful. Doesn't make the science not true. It's just the context. Because context matters. But yeah, it's interesting. Because it's the concept of, like, Pavlov's dogs and stuff, right? It's the idea of, well, every day when they get their food, I'm going to ring this bell. And eventually, when I ring the bell, even though they don't have food, their mouths will water. Because I have trained their bodies to, I should be saying subconsciously, not instinctually. That's the word I should use. To subconsciously do that when they hear a bell sound. Well, if you can train them to subconsciously act a way, like naturally react in a way, you can also stop that reaction. Because if you were to then, for the next 10 days, hit the bell only when they're not getting food, that reaction will stop. So it is possible, right? And it's how a lot of things work. But you just gotta not be shitty about it. And you just gotta not let shitty people use that kind of a science to do that. Off topic, but 40,000.7k channel points? 7, I'm about to make a channel point goal just for you to pay. Just for you. What do you want? I'll make it cost like 100,000 channel points so that you can save up your points for something. Because you don't use them for anything. What do you want? Like, what do you want? You want me to, like, shave my head or some shit? What do you want? You want me to wear all pink for a stream? Like, I don't even know if I own pink. No, I definitely do. Actually, I have a pretty cute fucking outfit. Let me think about it. Claim a hot tub episode? You don't want that. I promise you, you don't want that. I know it? Uh-oh. That was a little too fast. You said, let me think about it. Then you said, I know it within a second. What do you want? Wear a shark onesie? I mean, okay. If that's what you want it for. I'm totally not wearing one right now. Aww. So we'll be twinsies. Aww, that's cute. I like that. I would paint my shark onesie's teeth red so that it's like he's eating my head and he bit into my head. That's what I would do. Make it baby shark. Aw, that's cute. Now I want to draw my persona in a shark onesie. Do it. Draw in a little shark onesie. Make it a little cutie patootie in a little shark onesie. I love it. I love it. It's cute. Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking more of like activity-wise. Like you could pick the thing we do on a stream for a day. But think about it. Think about it. If you find something where you're like, I want you to do this specific thing for a stream, you let me know and I'll make the channel point redemption. And I'll make it, I think it's possible to make it only available to you. Go swimming in the pool with the shark onesie? Battle can, that is a fabulous idea. Hello and welcome, by the way. That is a god tier idea, actually. Isn't the shark onesie, it only has like little baby feet too? Oh my god, I can imagine being in the pool and trying to kick water and I can't because the legs are like tied together. Oh my god. That is hysterical. Oh my god. It does? Mermaid mode? Literally, I would turn into a mermaid where I'm like, like, trying to swim in this water, like, and then I would remember I have arms halfway through and go, oh. That'd be funny as hell. Oh my god. Wait, I'm so down for that. It means I gotta get in a pool. Oh no, I hate swimming. I hate being in water. I know how. But like my sister was the swimmer growing up, so I was the opposite. I was like, absolutely not. Oh no. Alright, I mean if that's what you want, I'll do it. I'll do basically anything. I used to have one of those mermaid tail thingies that you put on your legs, plus flippers. Yo, flippers are a little different. Flippers are weird, but I've heard from swimmers, and I don't know if I ever put them on, but I've heard from swimmers that flippers are actually really good. If you get used to wearing them, they're incredible. And like they're super, super good with helping you go fast, with helping you have more control. And I was like, that's cool, never. Like, I'm not gonna have it. Have fun. Enjoy your flippers. I don't want them. But the mermaid tail, crazy. I've seen professional mermaids though. I haven't seen them in person, but I get those TikToks of like the professional mermaids in the tanks. They're so cool. That is such a cool job. You guys know every time that I get like a cruise ship audition where it'll come across my feed when I'm looking at jobs and it goes, audition to be a cruise entertainer. Or like a theme park person, like one of those Disney princess people. I'm always like, is this the day I delete all my social medias and never show up again on the live stream to go be a cruise performer and no one will ever find me? I consider it every time. I just want you to know that. Every time I consider it and I choose you. I choose to be here. Technically I could go fish mode. I support you, Seven. You go fish mode. I support anybody that wants to go fish mode. My only requirement is you gotta get those big old googly eyes so you actually look like a fish with like dead eyeballs. And it's just like, bah, 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 bah. I love that. Haven't been in a pool in like 5 years, but I used to just chill in the pool at my grandma's when she'd hold family parties and float on my back like an otter with my flippers. That's adorable. That is cute as hell and I love that. Just you like, I'm contemplating my universe and the place within it. One day, the world will end, and so will we. Like that's just you in the back. I love that. That's some god tier shit. No, so the reason why I don't like, so it's not that I don't like pools or I don't like water, or I don't like oceans. Swimming to me is boring. I never understood how it's fun for people. If it's a sport, okay. Like, you're doing it as a sport. That's different. Sport doesn't have to be fun, right? You're trying to compete. But just generally, like, beach people who are like, I'm going to go to the beach and swim. I'm like, why? What exactly about moving to nowhere in a body of water, doing nothing, because you don't do anything when you swim? Like, I'm sorry, but if you're the type of person who, like, pulls out water guns or, like, throws a ball across while you're swimming, get the fuck out of here. Because all of that is dumb. Like, I hate to be that person. But, like, how is that fun? I just don't understand. My pup has a pool? That's so cute! I love that. Swimming is pain? I agree, BattleCan. I agree. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, you think swimming is fun with other people, Fox Daddy? See, I fully disagree. I do not think in any capacity swimming is fun, because if I wanted to go physically play with other kids, which I never do, so maybe I'm biased. If I wanted to go do something physical with other kids, I would go run around in the grass. Why would I choose to be swimming where my physical capacity is limited and the fun games we can do are limited, when I can run on my own 2 feet in the grass and play there? I don't know, man. The underwater torpedo toys go crazy when I was a kid. See, I know of the underwater torpedo toys where you, like, throw them, and don't they, like, sink to the bottom of the pool? And you're supposed to, like, swim down to get them? I remember that being, like, the only activity where I was like, all right, I can do this for, like, a minute, where I try to make it to the bottom of the pool holding my breath, and then I come back up. But that would even bore me out sometimes. But I know people who loved them. So I fully get it. Well, I don't get it. I understand that people love it. And people really enjoyed it as kids. I just, for some reason, I'm not an aquatic person. It was not my thing. It's good exercise. I think it's the same as people who, like me, who enjoy walking. But I like walking. You know what I mean? Like, I love walking around a city. When I was living in Philadelphia, I would walk for like an hour and do nothing, because I just enjoyed walking and watching people and, like, listening to things and thinking and listening to music. I don't know, the swimming, like, lazy river stuff where you go and you sit in a tube and you let it carry you around. Okay, fine. It's the same thing as, like, just sitting there and being on your phone, right, for 30 minutes or whatever. Okay. But, like, getting in, like, the actual swimming, I'm like, why? What does that do? What is it fun? Marco Polo in the pool was the shit for me and my friends. Oh, see, I didn't have friends like that. I didn't have no friends. It was me and my sister. So we didn't play no Marco Polo. I didn't have no friends. I gotta hit little kids with torpedoes, fun times. That's valid. That's valid. I'll give you that one, BattleCan. I can see, like, okay, target's on the way. 007, can you hear me? Great. Target lined. Fire! And, like, hitting kids with it. That's fire. I could see swimming is the same for walking for us. I guess that's the mentality. I guess that's what it is like, it's just sort of fun, silly exercise the same way as walking is. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things I'll never fully understand, because I don't, like, I've met people who are like, I'm a beach person. I'm like, I am not. There is almost nothing I want less as an activity than the beach. Oh my God. Literally nothing. Unless you are going to sit with me in the sand and build the craziest sandcastle for the next 6 hours, I don't want the beach. The beach is boring, because I'm just going to open my phone or open my Nintendo Switch. And if I have to be outside on my Nintendo Switch, I'd rather be on my porch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But that's just personal preference. But yeah, I don't know. There's so many, but I'm also the bitch who, like, if you ask me what activity I want to do, I want to, like, go skydiving and go bungee jumping. And most people are like, absolutely not. So, fair enough. Imagine playing battleships in the pool? You mean like the one where you're sending bombs? Is that a thing? You play battleship in the pool? You don't like warm skies and salty sea air? No. I don't want to sit down in the sun when I already probably have skin cancer that's gonna kill me in about 5 years, if not less. By the way, I don't know if y'all want in on it. I've had a bet going with everybody who's known me since I was like 8 years old, probably like 9 years old, on when I'm gonna die. My bet is 40. So, you want to get in on it, you pick a year, you win my inheritance, which is nothing. And everything I own, which is nothing. If you win and you got the right year. But the rules were it can't be due to suicide, and it cannot be due to murder, and it can't be due to an accident. So I would have to die for health reasons or natural causes for anybody to win. So feel free to pick a date. I think it's going to be somewhere in the 40s, but I'm allowed to choose a whole range versus a single year because I can't win anything if I'm dead. It goes crazier when you just jab it into a crowd at the pool. You lob it. I love that, Battle Can. That actually sounds like fire. When you're just like, okay, there's a whole crowd. Ready? 1, 2, and everybody goes over each other to get it. That sounds fire. A single bag of fruit gummies. Literally, it's gonna be me sitting at the beach like this, getting more skin cancer than I already have, eating a pack of Welch's fruit gummies and a Diet Pepsi. Like, why do I want to do that? You see this hairline? You see this fucking white ass body? You know how much skin cancer I'm gonna get? I probably already have so much. I already am a cancer. Ha 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 ha. Oh my lord. Oi, lady, you sound like my girlfriend before she passed. Fox Daddy, I hate to hit you up for round 2. I'm kidding. That was so rude. I'm so sorry. That probably was a horrible comment and you didn't need that. But like, cancer runs in my family, especially skin cancer. My mom had all 3 and died. So like, I would not be surprised if it kills me before I'm 50 like it did her. And that'll suck balls. I would love to make it to at least 50, genuinely. Because I'm not doing too hot at 25. So I would love to try another 25. But it is what it is, you know? You gotta be honest with yourself. Those gummies are gonna melt. Oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna melt. They're gonna be like just a melted log of gummies. I'm okay with dark humor. Yeah, I understand that, Fox Daddy, but that was targeted towards someone you were in a relationship with that passed. So that was rude on my part. Even if you were okay with it, I apologize. Even if it was funny, I apologize. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Dem gummies are gonna turn into one gummy in the heat? Yes, they are, Battle Can. It literally, like, it's gonna be the Giganto of gummies. It's gonna come to life. And it's gonna be like, why did you try to eat me? Like, it's gonna be that energy. My whole family are hoping to go before we get too old. But see, too old usually means, like, you want to die before you're 90, right? I'm gonna jinx myself if I say this out loud. I really should not say this, but I will. Because fuck it. My big thing was, and is, I want to die painlessly. That is like my number one point. That is this needs to be the, like, if everything else has to go out the window, that is my big stickler that I'm like, this has to be the thing. Because I'm so bad with pain that, like, I would kill myself before the pain gets the chance. Like, So, that's my big stickler thing. That's why I make jokes about everything else. Everything else except that is, ooh. Trust me, she would have laughed at that. She was okay with that. Okay. As long as she would have laughed at it too. I got you. And she sounds like she sounds like she was a fire bitch. Hell yeah. Hey, lady, beggars can't be choosers. Listen, I never said I was begging for death, okay? I never said those words, okay? Those words did not come out of my mouth. I would like to choose, and the only thing I'm like on the choose category is it needs to be painless. All right? Thank God we don't live in the area, what? In the era where I would be like the fastest person burned at the stake for being a Salem witch, because I would be burned alive. And fun fact, on the pain scale, giving birth is the most pain that any human can be in. Only in second place is being burned alive. Fun facts. Nah, bitch, I'm gonna be aiming to get one of them world record books. Go, Seven. I hope you make it to like 200 years old and you're telling like people who are born in the year 20 whatever about like things nowadays and they just don't believe you. I really love that for you, Seven. I can choose a beggar. Also, I'm back. Hello, gal. Welcome back. Hey, Malaysia. What's up? What's up? You can't, you, oh my God, I can't say words. You have joined us a little earlier tonight. How are you? How are you doing? How was your Tuesday? How's life? I'm sorry you jumped in on a conversation making fun of death. That is not how it started, I promise. Seven is immortal. Seven is definitely immortal. Easily an immortal figure. Childbirth is worse than being burned. Glad I'm a guy. Yeah, so I will say, we were talking about behavioral science for animals and for people earlier in this stream. Science continuously is learning and experimenting and progressing, so the science may have changed. But I think like a couple of years ago or so, science made a list of like what are the most painful things to exist. Childbirth was number one. Labor was number one. Second was burning alive. And those were the top two. Gonna be sitting in my deathbed hitting like 100 whatever, and my last words will be hell yeah. Oh my God. I love the idea that you don't even swear on your last words for your deathbed. That is hysterical to me. That is so funny. Because I would be saying the worst possible words. That's what I would do. Because I'd be like, what are they gonna do? Kill me? And then I would say everything bad. And I would end it with, what are they gonna do? Kill me. That's what I would do. The only thing worse than giving birth is giving birth to a spiky pineapple. Oh my God, Battle Can, that would suck. Oh, I can't imagine a giant-ass, baby-sized pineapple coming out of my vagina. That would be awful. Do you know how big the cervix gets? Yo, absolutely not. That thing would scrape you from the insides. Oh my God. Oh, this is why I'm glad I'm asexual. Never, bro, never. Oh my God. We started with talks about puppies and kittens. Yes, we did, Fox Daddy. We started talking about cats and dogs, and here we are. Hey, it's raining cats and dogs. What do you know? Hey, I'm glad you're good, Malaysia. I'm glad you're good. What, did you do anything cool yesterday? Anything amazing happen? You're welcome to tell us about it, but you're also welcome to lurk. Yippee. Yeah, yippee indeed. My mom traumatized me when I was younger by telling me what happens during childbirth, and from that day on I said hell nah to having biological kids. Childbirth looks painful. It is. It is. I've not had any kids, thank Jesus Lord. But it is, yeah. That's why, I know people who are gonna have kids will never watch this, but I'm gonna say this in case you see this on TikTok. This is your sign. If your partner tells you that you shouldn't have an epidural or pain medicine, and it is not for a medical reason that you shouldn't have it, but it is for some spiritual or religious reason, divorce or dump that person, get out of that religion, and never look behind you. This is your sign. Because that shit's awful. I hate it when I hear about women who are like, I need to have a natural birth because it's God's way. And the husband is like, yes, God doesn't advocate for pain medicine. I'm like, how dare you? That is awful. I can't believe you would deny somebody pain medicine on what is literally the worst experience on the planet. That is crazy to me. And to think people willingly have multiple demon spawns. No, not really. That's okay, Malaysia. No worries, no worries. Gotta thug out the child. Literally. Okay, and you guys want some fun facts? I don't know how much we know about childbirth in here. Enjoy being in pain for hours? Oh, 7. Raw dog it? Literally, listen, you had to raw dog to get the baby. Now you gotta raw dog it out. It's consequences, okay? It's consequences for your actions. Some women do the whole water birth thing. That looks scary. Okay. All right. I want to be fully clear here. I am asexual. I grew up Catholic. I am not the utmost authority on the things I'm about to say, but I am about to say this. You might already know these things. That's cool. Gonna comment to a couple of these. First of all, actual labor, giving birth naturally out the vajayjay to a child is the most painful thing in existence. There is a form of giving birth that is scarier to people, although not more painful. That is a C-section. If you don't know what a C-section does, this is correct. I know for a fact that this is correct because I was a C-section baby. A C-section, literally, they cut open your stomach and they remove your internal organs. And they take the child out, and then they replace your internal organs and sew you back up. If you have a C-section, you will literally see your internal organs on the table next to you. That is not a joke. That is how they get the baby out for a C-section. And then they sew your uterus back together, and they sew your stomach back together. And that's why you're in a lot of pain after the C-section, because you've literally had your organs removed, been sewn, cut up, sewn together, and then put them back in. So, fun facts. I was a C-section baby. I've been a mama's boy ever since. True fact can confirm. Yes. All of my bio siblings were C-sections. Yes. I want to be in a hot tub when giving birth. Oh my God, you would want to die. If you give birth in a tub, the baby gets insta-baptized. Accurate, Battle Count. Accurate. Oh, hell no? I agree, Malaysia. It's crazy. I'm glad I didn't decide to be a doctor because I know my immature ass would be like, ha, gotcha organs. Rachel, I want to die anyway. So, myself and my sister were C-section babies because the argument for the C-section is that, okay, so I would not say that natural birth, again, baby coming out of a JJ, is the most dangerous, but it can be dangerous out of the other options. So C-section, believe it or not, even though they remove your organs, is actually a lot safer in certain circumstances than naturally giving birth. But a lot of women, like my mother, choose to have C-sections because technically you're still going to feel a little pain, but there's not really pain because they have to fully numb you up and like fuck you over with medication so that you don't feel them removing your organs. So it's a lot less painful to have a C-section than a natural birth. Even with an epidural on like a natural birth, as far as I understand it, a C-section is still less painful. So that's why a lot of women choose that. I believe that's why my mother chose that, but I don't know. She's dead. I can't ask her. But I think that's why. So that's often why women will pick that, because it's the pain and it's the high survivability rate for both the mother and the child. My mom needed one because my umbilical cord got wrapped around my neck. I always joke to my mom that I was trying to end it before being born. Let's go, Fox Daddy. That's hysterical. But exactly that, Fox Daddy. natural birth, there's a lot of reasons why mothers and babies would die, like back in the olden days. It's not just these reasons, but natural birth has a lot of things that can go wrong. And so oftentimes, just like that, Fox Daddy, they will force you to switch over to a C-section because something's going wrong with a natural birth. So that's why a lot of women will just start by choosing the C-section, because it is technically safer. If something is going wrong, right, they're right up in here versus hoping and praying and they can't actually see your insides. Did you know that a woman can tear upward towards the bean? They can literally become slit pea soup because of the baby. Yes. So your cervix can tear. The cervix is that hole. It's like the lining of the hole. This hole gets to about this size. Actually, it's bigger than this. So your hole in a natural birth gets bigger than this. Bigger than this circle right here. I'm trying to get it on camera. Yeah. So it will get like bigger than your hand when you have a natural birth. Which is why, yes, it can literally tear. And just sort of, not tear a person all the way down, of course, but it can tear a person, yeah. Again, C-section won't do that. Oh, hey, that's my intestine. Imagine seeing your intestines on the table and having the sudden urge to eat it. Refuel all the calories burnt during the birth. Accurate, Battle Can. Can you just, that's how you find out you're Hannibal Lecter? Is you're like, I'm having a wonderful life. And then you see your intestines and you go, oh no, I'm a cannibal. That's so funny. Auto-cannibalism is a form of cannibalism. Why do I know these things? I don't know. Why did you say it like that? I'm sorry, Malaysia. I'm sorry. I like to use funky terms. Out of the things I expected today from you, Rachel, a human biology lesson was not one of them. What's funny is I loved biology. It was the only science I actually liked in school, but I liked the genetic side of it. Like, I liked the Punnett squares and this gene carries that gene. I was never big on, like, and I didn't, okay, we had health class, but again, I went to a Catholic school. So my health class was, here's a diagram of a penis, here's a diagram of a vagina, good luck. Right? That's what we got. So this is all from whatever my neurodivergent brain went, I'm gonna Google, because I have a question. And then I just kept reading. So you're welcome. If you ever want fun, cool lessons, bring me a topic, and if I know about it, I'll tell you all about it. Being a woman is scary. Between Aunt Flo every month and pregnancy and actual birth, you poor creatures. Yeah, guys can have their testicles tied to each other. Yes, you can. You can also have, I don't know if it's the same thing, but testicular torsion, which is when they go and they like tie in knots. That shit sucks. That shit's awful. That's like super painful. So pregnancy is interesting because a lot of women are in pain for pregnancy. I don't know that I would put it on the same sheet, but I haven't had it. So pregnant ladies might disagree with me. What's interesting about pregnancy and birth is it specifically, once you're done giving birth, your body will release hormones that specifically are made to make you forget the pain of giving birth so that you will do it again. Not a joke. After you give birth, your body releases hormones that are made to make you forget of the pain of giving birth so you will give birth again. It is a natural thing so that humans will reproduce. That's what happens. Crazy. That your own body gaslights you. Crazy. And then my body is its own worst enemy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, our bodies hate us. 1,000,000%. Listen, there is no one who wants the human species to die out more than the human body. The human body, from day one of our existence, was like, no, No, stop creating fire. Stop living. Stop. What are you doing? Like, my mom had her ovaries tied and it had to be removed. She described it as super painful. Ooh, that would be awful. Ooh, I'm so sorry she had to have that, because that would be horrid. Because they're like on opposite ends too. Ooh, that would suck. That would suck. Absolutely not. Cysts are already bad enough. I don't think, I'm literally gonna knock on this wood because I actually don't want this to happen. This is real wood, thank God. I don't think I've ever had an ovarian cyst, but I know people who have had them. They are horrid. They're awful. They're worse than kidney stones, and I haven't had those either. Knock. But oh my God, they're bad. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Never really know who you can trust. Absolutely. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, Aunt Flo. Yeah, so menstrual cycles are awful, which is crazy, right? Because it's kind of like, it's another way that I think the human body is trying to kill out the human species, because it doesn't make sense for procreation to make the act of procreation, from like cycle to sex to pregnancy to giving birth, so horrible. That doesn't make any sense, because procreation should want it to be a good process so that you do it a bunch and you procreate. But like, so much of that process is bad, so much of it, that they literally have to put out a hormone to make you forget. It's crazy. The human body really wants you to die. It's really genuinely crazy. Because like, I don't know, man. Like, I see people I get the TikToks of like the men that put on the period simulators. I'm terrified to put those on, just for the record. I will not put one on myself. A, because I have it every month. I fucking know what it feels like. I don't need to feel it when I'm not having it. Thank you. But B, my only fear, and y'all know I'm not afraid of anything. My only fear is a lack of control. So I can't do anything that, like, the muscle stimulators for, like, like, making your muscles feel better for, like, runners and athletes. I can't use anything that'll force a muscle to move without me controlling it, because it freaks me out. So I can't use the period pain simulators to know what level I'm at in order to be able to communicate to people, because it's actually a great communication tool. If you try it on yourself, figure out what number yours are at, and then have people around you who maybe don't understand try it at that level. It's a great thing of like, wow, I understand what you're going through. I'm sorry, right? I can't do that, because the second it would do something to my muscles, I am not kidding you, I would literally be like, ooh, and like have to pull shit off. Ooh. Lack of control is my only fear on this planet, and that, ooh, hate it. Cannot do it. Maybe the body knows that reproducing too much is bad for it. I thought about trying the birth shock pads, but I'm also glad I've never done it. I wouldn't, the birth simulators for men, I don't recommend. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but like it's to show you what like labor pains are like. But that worries me. That worries me a little bit, because I don't know exactly what it's doing. And if it is just a muscle stimulator the same way the period one is, then just do the period one. I feel like if I use that birth pad, I'm going to shit myself, because my body thinks I have a 12-inch inside of me. I mean, yeah, you probably would. Although, to be fair, it's on men, it might not be, though. I was going to say it's hitting a different muscle than that. I don't know for men. For women, it's hitting a different muscle, because that muscle on where you would be having labor contractions is not the same as where you are secreting fluids or poop. It's not the same muscle. So it'd be different for women, but I don't know for men. I'm not sure. Now I want you to do a shock pad stream for every donation a jolt? Never. I am not joking. You will never, ever catch me doing a shock me stream. Absolutely fucking not. I don't give it, unless a bitch came in here and said, I will pay you $100 per shock. That is the only way. That is the only way. You would have to be a sugar daddy for me to do that shit. I don't like pain. There are a lot of things I'll do. There are a lot of things. But I don't like pain. If you expect me to be in pain, you better make bank. Because I don't be in pain unless you pay me for it. And you better be paying lots. Other shit, I don't care. Fox Daddy, I don't know if you were in here yet. But, we were talking about, doing a stream where we do like marbles or we play some game and everybody gets to try and every winner gets to add like a disgusting edible ingredient to like a sandwich or something, and then I have to eat it. I'll do that for free, right? And it'll be disgusting, but I do that for free. Pain? Pain is a different story. Pain, you better have money bags. Not even for charity, for cute animals? Nah, them animals can get their charity somewhere else. Sorry, bitch. They ain't worth it. Like, sorry. They ain't fucking worth it. I ain't gonna hurt myself for that. Absolutely not. I'm a bitch when it comes to pain, so I don't blame you. Yeah, no. There's a lot of shit I would do. There's a lot, but pain is not one of them. If it involves pain, we have another game. It's one of the reasons I haven't played paintball yet. Because paintball apparently is really painful. I really want to play because it looks like so much fun. And I love the idea of like getting to be a sniper because I liked laser tag. I loved laser tag. But paintballs apparently really hurt. And so I haven't played paintball because I don't want to get hurt. Poor kittens? Nah, man. Listen. People aren't going to like this. Cats should not be breeding so much. If you work in any form of animal rescue, or really with any form of like animals that are not your own, you will learn real fast that trap, neuter, release, the neuter is the big part. The neuter and spay is the big part. Sorry to all the potential kitten babies, you're dying. Because neuter spay is the big part. I had a juggernaut suit in paintball. All the paintballs bounced off me and I pissed off so many people. Oh! Maybe I need that. Maybe if I get one of those, then it won't hurt me and I can play paintball. Because I would totally do like an IRL paintball stream with like a GoPro. You know what? Guys, I might be able to do that. They might not get mad at me if I look like a girl. So if I like don't put on the makeup and I put on like something like cute, you know what I mean? I would have to go looking. I don't know if I have anything cute. But if I put on something like feminine, they'll be like, oh, she's the girl. And if I go like, can I have the big suit? I like really don't want to get hurt and I'm a little nervous. This is kind of my first time. If I do that, yo, all them boys will be up and they're like, of course, darling, of course. And then they won't hurt me. And then I can play paintball. Let's go. Nobody show them this stream. Don't out me. Nobody show them this stream. Cats are not outside animals. Accurate. It was DIY with everyday clothes. Oh, really? Oh, maybe I could make my own. Let's go. That hurt my soul? What do you mean, Gal? You don't like feminine Rachel? That's okay, I hate her too. I hate her too. I love doing that voice. Any voice acting I gigs where they're like, can you do like the higher, the higher pitched like feminine voice? I'll be like, yeah, sure, I got you. And then I do the line and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to be helpful, but I see that I must try harder. I'll do it next time, I promise. And then I finish, and I step back, and I go, all right, what do you want me to do next? Like, it's always like, all right, what the fuck's happening? I love the transition. It's so funny. We should do an escape room. I would love to do escape room with you all. Oh my god, I'm adding that to a Saturday activity list. Wait, guys, we are doing an escape room on a Saturday activity. I'm adding that right now. Escape room. Do they let you do them by yourself? I'll have to find one that lets me do it by myself because I don't have friends. But we're doing that. We're doing that. Me and you, chat, we're gonna figure it out. Pick me, Rachel, more like it. Icky? Yeah, accurate. Pick me, Rachel is icky. Femme Rachel's funny. She comes out of nowhere. That's worse than my lesbian friend doing her straight voice. There's a straight voice. There's absolutely a straight voice. Yeah. Feminine Rachel's so funny. Feminine Rachel's the funniest shit on the planet. And I have the clothes for it. But you can tell the clothes are a bit tailored to me. Because, like, I have, like, bright orange pants and, like, a purple bra and a sheer top with, like, butterflies and flowers that come up on the bottom. And these, like, very long, not super long, but, like, calf-size, like, brown heel boots. And it's very, like, feminine white girl energy. But there's a sheer top. Right? So there's a little bit of Rachel in there, but it's like, oh, it's sheer. Oh, sheer. But then it's like feminine. So I have it. Don't think I don't have the outfits. I'm an actor. If I gotta be a woman some days, I can be a woman, okay? It's in my degree. There's Escape Academy. What is that? Next in KaiCon, there's an escape room in Lancaster. I think all escape rooms are multiple people only. Okay, then comes in KaiCon. We're gonna have to... Gal, are you comfortable being on stream? Because if that's the case, then it'll be me and you. I'll have a little GoPro on. We'll find one that lets me stream. Me, you, and stream, and we'll do an escape room. I should let you know ahead of... I don't give a fuck? Good. I should let you know ahead of time. I am shit at escape rooms. I know I talk big. With, like, big theoretical conversations. I like to talk like a philosopher, right? Act like I'm Shakespeare or some shit. I am stupid when you hand me a mystery. You hand me, like, the easiest riddle, and I sit there like... I don't know why, but when you turn on... I don't have a Sherlock Holmes mystery mode. I got a philosopher. I can, what's his name? Dr. Faustus to you all day. But mystery? I ain't no Scooby-Doo. I'm sorry. Roblox escape room stream? If I had Roblox, maybe I would. If I had it, maybe I would. I am not a gamer, though. I'm so bad at games. Oh, my God. I love riddles. Okay, that's your job. You do the riddles. I'll be the funny guy. I'll be the entertainer. All right? Y'all ever just chew on your plastic straws after finishing your fast food place drink? 7, I need to inform you of something. I'm sorry if your doctor hasn't told you this, but you're a cat. I know it's hard to hear, but I believe in being blunt. And you see, I have worked with and I own cats, and I've worked with kittens, bottle-fed kittens, rescued kittens and mothers. And you see, what we would do is we would get McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or whatever your fast food place is of choice with plastic straws, and then we give these straws to the cats because the cats chew on them. And I'm afraid, this means scientifically, there's only one explanation. And that explanation is that you are a cat. I'm sorry, I know it can't be easy to hear. I'll let you process it. You're welcome. You're a cat, my guy. Oh man, I wish you all could come to TTFC. We have an escape room company that supports us every year. Hell yeah, let's go. No, wait. Oh my god, she's not a cat, she's neurospicy. Gal. I don't know if you know this, but cats are inherently neurospicy. You see, it's ingrained in the breed that they all are weird little freaks. In technical terms, neurodivergent. So, I'm afraid my argument still stands. I like the sensation of chewing or gnawing on stuff. No, cats are assholes who sometimes like you. I mean, yes. But there's a division of neurospicy that is assholery. You do understand that, right? Like, I have had people who are like, Rachel, you sure you're not autistic? I'm like, no, I don't think so. Like, I do really well in social situations. I like social situations. And they go, Rachel, you do know there's a form of autistic that's an asshole, right? And I go, there are few things in that comment that I feel like need to be addressed. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. There's a company who sells gnawing stim toys for humans. I want one. Yes, there is a thing with like biting, right? Because there's skin biting, there's nail biting. I'm a nail biter. Absolutely there are that kind of stim toys. And obviously on a real level, look at me. I'm for supporting all the neurospicy people, okay? It's fine. I am neurospicy. Crazily so. Look at my little queer neurospicy bastard self, okay? We're just making jokes. But nonetheless. Hell no. I skin and nail bite? Yeah, sorry. I'm a nail biter. I don't. Something about it. Self-cannibalist? Yes. Literally, like, I think that's the only one, is I'll nail bite or I'll pull them. I do pull them, too, instead of just bite. Me too? Exactly, Malaysia, right? It's a classic things that people will do. I will say, for a while ago, I used to put on, like, fake nails, like black fake nails, so that it would get me to stop messing with my own nails. Unfortunately, fake nails are crazy to work with. I do not know how, like, incredible ass people are putting on. Mine weren't even long. I would file mine down to a normal, thumb's going. I would file mine down to a normal fingernail length size, just enough to let my nail grow, and it still drove me crazy. Like, I couldn't type or anything, and they would pop off all the time. Now, I used glue. I didn't actually go to a salon, so that's why they would pop off. But I couldn't, like, function with them, and I give so much kudos to the people who are able to wear, like, the giant acrylic nails. How do you function? I could never. I genuinely think I do not know how I would be able to function with the nails so big. Like, they're gorgeous. I applaud you. I could not do it. I could barely use the tiny ones. I don't wear them anymore because of when I fucked up my thumb. It's even in pain now, so I gotta be careful of not fucking it up again, but... So I don't wear them anymore, which sucks. I would probably put them on for, like, events and stuff, right? Like, you guys know, when I'm a famous streamer and I'm going to awards and shit and getting invited to things, then I'll have on all my little fake nails. Or when I'm a guest voice actor or content creator at Comic-Con, alright? Lord help me. If we ever get to that status, I hope to introduce me. All they do is play every time I've, like, made fun of it, just to show the hypocrisy. My McDonald's straw is currently looking worse than a set of blinds in the presence of a crazy cat. Wild! Cats do love blinds. They love to chew on the blinds. Absolutely. I can't wait for you to get there. Gal, oh my god. Oh my lord. So, I think it'd be the funniest thing for like all y'all that are with me and in this community while we're still small. I think it would be hysterical one day when I do this as like a job, which is the goal. When I am able to do this as like a full-time job and career, I think it would be hysterical to have me at like a booth or something and you guys are just chilling. And you know, you got like security guards or staff, whatever, they're like, I'm sorry, you gotta move along. And then I'm just like, nah, they're good, they can stay. And everybody's like, who the fuck are these people? And then someone asked me, they're like, oh, who is that? And I'm like, that's Gal. And they're like, who, what? And I'm like, that one's 7. That one's Fox Daddy. And everybody's like, they'll be like, are you like in-person friends? Do you know their name? I'll be like, nope. Because I am that bitch who would do that. Where I'm just like, I don't know who they are, but I like them. Still have to work out a schedule to do an interview on Twitch? Yes, Fox Daddy. I will gladly do an interview with you. Whatever you want, bro. Maybe not worse than the blinds, but compared to a regular unharmed straw. Fair. Fair. Also 7, for the record. Yeah, I used to chew on my plastic straws too, so. I just like making fun of you. Just don't become a controversial streamer. Listen. There's 2 ways to be a controversial streamer. You either say awful shit, which we all know I'm gonna get canceled for something eventually because of the way I talk, but I hope you guys will stick with me through it. I hope so. Or 2, you show your titties and you move to OnlyFans. And to be honest with you, I would be less angry at myself for moving to OnlyFans than for becoming like a homophobic conservative. So, if the pipeline is either become homophobic and that style or become OnlyFans titty shower, I would rather go to OnlyFans. Now, I would prefer to do neither. If I have a choice and we can build a community and I can do this as a job where I am doing neither one, that's the preference. But if fucking the devil, I am the devil. If God himself comes down to me and is like, Lucifer, you're on thin ice, you gotta pick one. Y'all know what I'm picking. With this voice, you know what I'm picking. That's all I gotta say. The dream team, that's right, BattleCan. Everybody who watches me when it's not my career, we're the dream team. We got this shit. And then once it's big and we everywhere, that's what we gonna be known as. You're gonna become a Disney princess or some shit and the squad are gonna come throw gummies at you? No. If I ever am a Disney princess, you may assume 2 things. One of 2 things. A, I have lost my mind and you need to stop watching and supporting me because I'm a officially crazily went down the traditional trad wife pipeline. Or B, I am getting paid a lot of money to smile and stop swearing. Because it is no secret, I hope it's no secret, if Disney came to me and said, Rachel, we will make you a millionaire if for a full year you commit to stop swearing, to dress like a girl, and to be nice and voice a Disney princess for us. I'm sorry, but I'm taking that money. Alright? And if you guys meet me in person, then maybe we can have unrecorded chats about what I actually think. But as far as things that are on video or in text, you know my ass will say whatever Disney wants if they're paying me millions. Sorry, not sorry. Like, I used to chew on the collar of my shirts. That I did not do, Fox Daddy, but I have heard of people doing that, so I got you. Sent you an image of my straw. I'm going to be honest, I don't want to see it, but whatever neurodivergency I have is going to make me click the DM because I can't have the little red notification button staring at me. It drives me crazy, so I'm going to click it, but I don't want to see it. Oh, yeah, I hate it. Thank you. Yeah, a VO, literally, Fox Daddy. I'm buying the Rachel Princess plush, the Disney villain. Listen. Whether I'm, the thing is, even if I'm a villain, I'd still have to go nice. Because they don't want this under their brand. Unless it's fucking Deadpool. Which, hit me up. But, yeah, you can buy the Rachel Princess plush would be so funny. Oh my god, it would be so funny. You know what I would do? I'm not joking. This is not a joke. I hope they never find this clip if they hire me. If Disney paid me millions of dollars, I would take the bag, right? They said you gotta change your whole view. You guys saw me change. You would know, even though I never confirm it, that the reason. I would start a countdown with the exact amount of time until the day my NDA is up with Disney. Until the day my contract is up with Disney. And then on the exact day it is up and I am no longer bound, I would show up back in my regular fit with a pile, like a room's worth of Disney merch of the princess that I played, and I would burn it. I would burn it all live on stream while swearing. That is what I would do. Oh my god, 7. Alakazam Avada Kedavra, I shall now fuck things for you. Literally. I'm now going to fuck all these. Like, it's literally not even a joke. Like, I would absolutely do that. S'mores! Yes. We would have a return of the s'mores stream that's going to be on Saturday. Yeah. Which, by the way, I still don't know what else we're doing on Saturday. All I know is we're making Pop-Tart s'mores. But I can't eat that many. So I don't know what else we're gonna do, but we'll figure it out. Disney will send you to Warner Brothers to be forgotten? Bro. Disney, Rachel creates bonfire on Epcot? Literally is what I would do. Literally. It would be like, famous Disney princess has apparently gone rogue out of nowhere, setting fire to the land of Epcot. No one quite knows why, but she has a raving pack of fans, all dressed in black, supporting her on this decision. More on tonight's news. Like, that is what it would be. With Dolan and Gooby. I bonfire on Epcot of Disney with Dolan and Gooby. That is what it would be. Rachel becomes Florida woman. Literally. And slowly, she is turning into what the young people have dubbed a Florida woman. Now, for those of us who don't understand this terminology, they seem to use it as someone who does crazy actions for seemingly no apparent reason. We don't know why, but the theories going around include ideas that perhaps she's been scheming something like this since the early days of her career. How no one knew, we're not really sure. And what will come, no one knows. But soon, the world will see. I love it. She's a spy for Epcot. Among Us. Yes, it is Among Us in real life. I hide as the imposter inside the Disney princess. You'd play the sidekick to the villain? Oh my god. Listen. They let LeFou be gay in Gaston. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there is a female sidekick. So if Disney will let me play a lesbian LeFou style sidekick, I would take so much money. and do whatever they said. Like, I don't care. You pay me $1 million, I'll do it. I don't care. Like, that's $1 million, brother. I'll take it. Oh my God. I sent you what I could only think of when you mentioned all of us dressed up. Okay, let me see. Let me see what you sent, Seven. Oh my God, Seven, I can't look at what you sent because I actually deleted Discord. Not deleted. I closed it. When you sent me the picture of your chewed up straw, I wanted out of that DM so fast that I closed Discord. So I can't reopen it. That's so fucking funny. Oh my God. Rachel's movie is gonna be her being a sidekick and overthrowing the male lead? Oh my God, please. Oh, wait. That's the plot, right? Battle Can, that's the plot. And then I'm on an NDA, it's sweet and it's wholesome and it's girl power and it's amazing, right? As soon as my contract is up, I go live on stream and I go, Disney doesn't want you to know this, but my contract is up. My character's gay. My Disney princess is gay. They don't want you to know that, but she's gay. And I just keep like saying shit that they don't want. And they're like, no, this is not true. A Disney princess cannot be that. And I'm just like, she is. I say she is. Like, just to make them angry. Oh my God. Straw is now vanished for you? No, Seven, I appreciate that, but I literally meant I closed Discord. It won't let me reopen it while I'm on stream because I already closed it. I can try. Sometimes it works, but literally G-A-Y. Yes, slay the gays. Not slay the gays. Not slay the gays. Oh my God. Not slay the gays. What are we doing? Holy Jesus Christ. Alright, let me open up this Discord. Let's see if it'll open. Rachel hates gays, confirmed. I am the biggest gay people hater. I hate them lesbians. I hate them good days. I hate them quas. That rainbow, the only rainbow I accept are Skittles. Keep on following your dreams. Never give up on them. Thank you, Z-Gen. Thank you. My dreams are to be a lesbian Disney princess. Not the Beaker Army. Oh my God, Seven, Discord worked. Seven sent me the Beaker Army from Muppets. Oh my God. I love this. This is wild. I don't know how we turned into this, but I love it. I love every section of this. Section? Section? That word doesn't belong there. That word doesn't belong in that sentence. But that's the word I said. Yeah, section. Literally. Apparently, I can't say the word section. There we go. I get a lot of mucus. I think it's from the gummies. I think I have to retire the gummies when we're done with them because I get so much mucus backed up in my throat. I think it's a combination of the gummies and the headphones because I don't remember getting this much when I was eating goldfish as my booth snack. But I have another full box. So I gotta finish these. I gotta deal with the mucus. Now we need a drag queen named Slay the Gay. You have become the very thing you swore to destroy. I know. Oh my Lord, the hypocrisy. Hey, I've always said I'm a hypocrite. I will have it be known from day one. I have always said, do as I say, not as I do, because I am a hypocrite. Okay? I've always said that. I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear. Oh my God. Lord in heaven. Oh, we're past time. That's why I want some chicken nuggies. I'm sitting here like, why am I hungry? It's because we are past our usual time. I usually stream until midnight and then I go eat some chicken nuggies. So like me some chicken nuggies. Okay, friends. Let me open up Twitch and see who's streaming so we can raid people. Because I want some chicken nuggies and french fries. That's not even a joke. It's not like I joke about wanting that and then I leave and I go do something else. I literally go eat chicken nuggets and the mucus from the gummies. I hate my life. Commit auto cannibalism to continue stream. Literally just hang. Listen, we can pretend I ate my own finger. There's no proof on where it went. There's no proof. Maybe that's when it started. Let's, you know? That's all I'm saying. Wait, it is Wednesday, right? Am I crazy? Damien Haas is streaming. He never streams on a Wednesday. Sorry, I love Damien Haas, so that notification, I was like, oh, it is? Okay, good. Alright, cool. I was like, I fucking love that. Now I can watch some. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Thank you. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays, which is when my favorite streamers don't stream. Except for Ludwig. He's doing a stream every day now. And I'm like, bitch, what am I supposed to do when I'm live? React to Ludwig. No, thank you. My God. Love that bitch, but he don't give that much content to react to. So that was crazy. I saw Damien's name and I was like, oh! I haven't watched him in a while, but I need to. Sorry. Anyways. Let's find a person to raid. Hey, thanks for following, BattleCan. We've loved having you here. We are not raiding Damien Haas. Absolutely not. Oh my God, I would be so embarrassed. I'd probably cry my eyeballs out. I almost met him at a convention. I'm not joking. He was almost gonna be at a convention that I was gonna be at, and I am a coward. I was so nervous to meet him that my sister was gonna go talk to him for me and get his signature for me. Because I was like, I can't do it. Oh my God. I am a coward. I can't. Plus, I've donated to him before, like while he's streaming. He would know my name. I can't have that. Absolutely not. No way. And I don't talk in chat, so like he would not know who I am. I'd just be a random person. Absolutely not. Because I'm a coward, gal. I'm a coward. Listen, I hold voice acting workshops at anime conventions. He is an anime voice actor. If he shows up at a convention where I am holding a workshop, that might be a perfect excuse for me to stop being a coward. Because I'm already there doing a professional thing that happens to involve his field, right? But like, I'm not just gonna be the bitch that absolutely does that. Absolutely not. So, do you guys want to go to Dungeons and Dragons, Vampire the Masquerade, Valorant? No, I have no balls. I ain't got a single one. Or Dead by Daylight. Or Elden Ring. Dead by Daylight might be fun. We do like our Dead by Daylight players. Dead by Daylight? Okay. We're gonna see if we can raid this very cool looking Dead by Daylight player. You're for Dead by Daylight peeps? Okay. So this person who is playing Dead by Daylight is Evidius515. And I like their profile picture and they seem like a cool ass person. So we're gonna try and raid them. Hopefully their raid settings allow it. Hey, they do! Alright guys, so we have lemon emotes. You'll see, you can throw those in the chat. You can say raid when we get on there. We'll be live on Saturday making s'mores. Feel free to join us. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Goodbye.